tonight, right?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
mean,
Yeah.
I
We
I
That
talked
what's
can
on
about
the
open
that.
up with
agenda?
I've watched a couple new movies. I don't know if you guys have or not, but
Oh yeah, we can talk about some like kneecap.
Yeah, I mean
I watched a big
we're
movie.
live boys. So yeah,
Oh,
what you been watching?
I watched The Crow for one. I'll start with that. I've noticed with these movies that have
I
been
just wanted
like,
to ask before you even get into it, why?
uh,
Why?
you see, on when you go on the high seas and you're perusing and you see it's on
Oh, so
there
you didn't
and
fail.
it's
That's good.
and it's free, so I'm just like,
It's right
why
there.
not watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Did you
not
watch the
hit
old one
that
though?
play button? I haven't watched the old one. No, I need to.
That's what I got to do first because I probably will watch the new one maybe this year, but I gotta watch the old one first.
I feel like I should have watched the old one because maybe I would have been more angry with it. But the thing is, with these, what I noticed with the trend of the movies in my like low and my bottom tier, like my bottom five movies, the main like through line is they're just boring. Like that's
Hmm.
the main problem with them. Like The Crow, super boring, and like some of the worst line delivery and some of the worst ADR I've seen in movies recently. And I watched fucking
Wow.
Borderlands,
Did you see Madam
so
Web?
like no, I haven't seen that one. So maybe maybe that'll put up a good fight. But yeah, I don't know. It was just super boring. I fell asleep watching it, so I had to finish watching it the next day. So
So
yeah,
both
it
of
was
those
just
days were just shot. Fuck,
yeah,
man.
yeah, because I wanted to
Dust.
watch another movie on day two, but I was like, I gotta finish The Crow now. I'm committed. And then I watched Kneecap the next day. And that one was pretty good. I think with Kneecap, Joe, because I know you've seen it. The thing that brought it down for me was the extra storylines of like his girlfriend. Like I get kind of why that's in there, but it's not in there enough to make me care. And then
Yeah.
the other girlfriend who is just like also doing the protesting, but doing it more on the political side. And I feel like that was like it's fine and all, but I think that his character was hindered by that whole storyline. So I feel like it would have just been let me into that character more if it wasn't so worried about him hiding this, side of him. Because he could have just been hiding it from his school and that was enough. But he had to hide it from his school and his wife or girlfriend, whatever she was. Um, but
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, at least
yeah,
for him. The other
yeah,
guy, like, he basically doesn't have more to his character other like outside of that like side plot, like with his girlfriend.
yeah. Besides the
Um,
fact, like, it kind of teased that he didn't have a dad, and like the other guy was like his father figure because he called him
yeah,
dad.
and it was
So I
like
thought there was gonna be
that was
more
like
on that.
yeah, but it was really just about Michael Fassbender and like the guy who's actually like his biological son. And
Right,
like there was a
right,
little bit, but like not much connection, like in the present day between.
right. I feel like there would have been a better moment emotionally if it was not his biological son and him like coming together and being like, "I see you. I see what you're doing," you know? Because it seemed like the other kid was just more actually into it, and his son is just kind of like, "Let's get high and do this," you know?
Yeah,
But
pretty much. Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta
Anyway, those are
watch
my
that
only
one
two gripes.
still.
I really liked it though. I like me a good Irish movie, so
Good kneecapping.
it was good though.
Been doing a lot of rewatching the last week. Rewatched
Oh,
3
yeah.
David Fincher movies. So
I saw you
Uh,
rewatched The Killer.
Yeah.
yeah, I bumped it up to 4.5
Yeah,
because
fucking
that's
great
just
movie.
a perfectly executed movie. I'd say almost like in its
Mhm.
own right. And I bumped Gone Girl up to 5. So
You
it was
did it.
time. Yeah, it was
Holy
time.
shit.
Just it's amazing. And
Wait,
then
so what was
Social
your
It
Network,
only
favorite?
watch
takes
that
one
one
more
again.
watch.
Okay, gosh, I did see that actually.
Yeah, that's about it
It
though.
only takes one
Man,
watch to just
three
really send
bangers
it,
right
you know?
there.
It's like when you watch Fincher's movie too. It's clearly they're all like most are like just tears above like every other movie. I'd
Honestly.
say.
Just in
Yeah.
pure craftsmanship, to be honest,
Yeah,
Right.
like straight out the gates.
yeah.
Even Alien 3, as bad as it was, there's redeemable qualities, you know?
Dude,
Yeah.
The Killer, like I would if you haven't like or like remember it or rewatched it, rewatch that opening sequence. It's like a minute long. I watched
Mhm.
this rewatch. I was like, those are some of the most intensely cool images I've ever seen. I think like,
Mhm.
and it's just all his like kills previous to what we watched. It's so good, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decent. I haven't,
Not to
like I
mention
said,
the perfectly choreographed fight sequence between
Oh,
the Samoan guy and
glorious.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah,
It's fucking
oh,
awesome.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
house. Is that the one you're talking
Mhm.
about? Like, in the,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's sick.
so good.
Um, yeah, it's like I said, I've just been watching a lot of war movies. I did rewatch Good Will Hunting, just because I was like, it's on my letterbox as like my top 4. It's one of my top 4.
Ah.
Yeah, man, that movie just fucking still hits. And I've watched you guys know like the Sam Jones, it's like Off Camera with Sam Jones.
Mhm.
It's just like
Like black
interviews
and
with
white.
people. Yeah, yeah. And I watched the one with Matt Damon, and he just talks about him and Ben Affleck's kind of like writing process.
hmm
They were just like kind of fucking. It was like the first thing they tried to write and shoot, and
Yeah.
ended up being like this crazy. It just blew up, and
They won Oscars. It was like
yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's insane for their first thing, and
Yeah.
Matt
I don't
Damon,
know.
whenever he gets on a podcast or an interview, he always says the most interesting shit, like about the industry stuff. So I
Yeah.
really like listening to him on interviews.
yeah,
I
he's
can
like
see that,
super
and like
down to earth.
that's just crazy that he can do stuff that, like, I don't know, that he's like that good, or like he has that ability.
Yeah.
And then I see shit like, I don't know, whatever his latest movie on Apple TV is.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Against
the,
All Ears. Don't even
yeah.
get me
Wow.
started.
Yeah, he's
fucking-
okay in it though.
The Great
He's not
Wall.
bad.
I saw like a
He's
couple
not
months
great.
ago, and it's like terrible. Like it's about like
Yeah.
China, but it's like fictional, and they're like monsters
Yeah.
and shit, and like Great Wall is supposed to keep them out, and like I don't know,
Trying to
it's
do his action
Oh, yeah, yeah.
franchise.
basically just
He
it's
tried.
Yeah, he tried
tried.
it.
Yeah.
white fucking
After Bourne, he didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I did
It's
rewatch
like,
The
I still got a little
Martian.
bit of muscle on me, so I gotta
Yeah,
gotta
gotta
use
put
it
it
while I got it.
somewhere.
Bruh.
Martian though, that's a great movie. Almost
Oh,
gave
yeah.
that one 4.5, but I kept it at
Mhm.
4. I don't know.
I remember seeing that in theaters and just like one of the more good theater experiences I remember having.
Similar to
Yeah.
The Killer, it's just like a methodical movie that paces it
Mhm.
perfectly and like just checks the
Yeah.
boxes and then gets to the end.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
That
that scene where
was-
he's like blasting off and like in that just like shell
Yeah.
of a.
all the screws are like moving around him
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I remember feeling the emotion of that scene. Like, oh fuck, I
He kills
feel
it in
for
that
this
scene.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. That book is really good too. You guys ever
I need to
that
read
book?
it. Yeah, they have
A lot of
another one.
science.
Yeah, yeah. They have one called Project Hail Mary. It's supposed to be being made
That's-
now.
Yeah, movie coming
book
out
is-
soon next year.
Better. in my opinion.
Really? Cool.
I love that book. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for that
Yeah.
one. I think it's Phil Lord and Chris Miller. So I don't know how much comedy they're going to inject into it, but I feel like they might try to take that one a little more seriously. But I don't know the tone of
Yeah,
the book.
That's
So
that's the writers that are doing it.
I don't know if they're writing it, but I think they're at least directing it. So I'd assume they'd have a
Oh,
hand
okay.
in it in the writing. But
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
I
I know
love
the
those
book-
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I know in the book there's a little like comedy. He meets like an alien, and it's like, the
Bro, spoiler, dude.
sorry,
God
it's
damn it.
sci-fi. There's aliens and
The
shit,
Martian is sci-fi, but there's no
Yeah.
aliens.
okay.
I would agree.
Well, there's
with that
aliens in
statement.
Project Hail Mary.
Nah, that's cool.
Sorry, spoiler.
What
But the
the
comedy
fuck?
comes from like the language barrier and trying to like understand each other and figure shit
Okay.
out. I found it's not
Hmm.
like overtly comedy, but there's some funny.
Yeah,
parts.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other last watches before we get
yeah, I
into
got
Link
some
later?
Stuff I've been watching. I don't know. I feel like the whole time I've been watching Industry, because I kind of just binged all of it. I still can't decide if. I mean, it's good, but I still
It's
can't
quality.
decide if I like it or not.
It's like a
Everyone's
similar
like-
thing to Succession, somewhat, where it's like
Yeah.
I don't really know if I like these guys, but what they're doing is interesting and cool. So it's like
I mean, kind
watchable.
of. A lot of it is
Did
them
you-
just like doing fucking drugs and shit, and just doing weird.
Drugs are
shit.
cool, bro. What, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't
Did
know.
you watch
I-
I would
Kneecap,
hang out with
Joe?
those guys.
Because
I mean, yeah,
I'm
but
pretty
that's
sure they
different
established
because
that
they're
drugs
not
are in
fucking
fact
investment
cool.
bankers
That's-
dealing with their problems by self-medicating with like drugs or alcohol or gambling or
Nobody
fucking,
can. Oh, yeah.
like
It's
it's
a high
like
octane
he
life,
kept
bro.
different because like that's just their
Right.
lifestyle. They're not using it to like fucking self-medicate or something. Like
Yeah.
I
A
don't
lot
know.
of
You know,
cocaine. A lot of coke in that
everything
show.
I've heard, I guess the 3 different podcasters that talk about it and their friends, they're like, "This is the greatest thing since Breaking Bad and Mad Men," and I'm just like,
I don't know.
"Oh,
I don't know about that.
think so.
The big
It might,
statement.
I'd say it's one of the best shows running right now. I would say that.
I
really?"
mean, because it
Yeah.
doesn't have much competition.
That's what. Yeah, there's not that much going on.
The fucking Rings of Crime, like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that shit."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Don't talk-
besides
hey,
that,
bro.
I've been watching. I watched Us for the first time. I'm continuing my
Oh,
Jordan
hell
Peele
yeah.
movie experience. Yeah,
What-
I kind of like. I thought it was fine, but I kind of didn't really like it. Get Out.
No,
Get Out. I thought Get Out was far superior to this because
Really?
Get Out
Okay,
is
that's
like
what I was wondering.
kind of believable. Like this could potentially happen. Us is so far out of reality. Like that is not like I don't. I feel like that just for me.
It's
a metaphor, why-
dude.
I mean, yeah, but it's not even that deep of a fucking metaphor. Like, yeah, I get that there's like people who are like fucking rich and like basically taking this shit from other people, and then you have the fucking tunnel people basically, or
Did you
just like
have
the
fun
lower.
watching it?
I didn't actually. No,
Oh.
Wow.
Oh wait, well that's
I
depressing.
kind of just
Yeah.
wanted it to be
Sad.
over. Like,
Damn.
Jesus. Okay.
That was my tops, but I'm
some of
leaning
it was
towards
funny,
Nope now.
Like, I don't know.
Nope
Yeah, so
definitely
Nope is
took
up
the
next.
throne,
and
but
I
I'm very
honestly
much
though,
my
Nope
hands
us.
about the alien
Yeah,
abduction
same.
shit, you know.
But
Yeah.
like, I do need to rewatch Get Out because it's been a few years. I might like it more.
Yeah.
We'll see.
yes,
I think I only watched it once.
I watched it once and was just kind of like meh.
I liked it. I gave it 3.5, but I feel like I'd probably bump it up if I watched it again. Honestly.
I got it sitting at 4, but I remember us being like, because Get Out's kind of like, it's got good metaphors. It's a little eerie and creepy, but like I remember us being like kind of like chilly, like
Yeah.
it's definitely
Sometimes, yeah.
like it ramped up the horror. I feel like Jordan Field
The
did.
mirror,
I guess
Either
it's
the
just
little
like-
girl with the mirror place
Also,
or whatever.
I knew immediately from the very start. I've been watching it with like this girl I've been seeing, and at the very beginning, when it's like the introduction and it's a little girl and she like backs up and there's like the tunnel person behind her, basically, I'm just like, oh, they're switching, and that is what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm just that good, I guess. Like, I don't know. And like, yeah, there were repercussions for the switch, and like that's why the tunnel people came out, because there was a person who was like a regular person and not a tunnel person or a shadow person or whatever the fuck they
Right.
call them. But
Yeah.
like, really, that like was kind of not. I don't know. I feel like that really didn't. Yeah, it was like pivotal to the plot, but other than that, it really didn't have that much impact on anything. I don't know.
I think just like the main character, it's all about like
Yeah.
their internal combative with the other like side or whatever, man.
Yeah.
I liked how it's like everyone's like fighting for their own. You know what I'm saying? Like by the end of that, when you realize that she's been like this other chick the whole time, it's like fuck,
Yeah.
man. She's just scrambling to get out of her situation, and most people would do the
Pretty much,
same.
yeah. And then besides that, I watched Speak No Evil. It's pretty.
Oh, the Argentinian one?
No.
Oh, the
And
one with James McAvoy?
McAvoy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like not. I don't know. It was fine. It's just
Watch
like
watch the Argentinian one.
okay.
Let me ask you
Is
this
it like
though.
the same thing?
Okay, so it is the same exact premise, but the thing about when I watched Speak No Evil when it came out, I think it was on Shudder a couple years back. When I watched that one, the trailer, I didn't watch any of the trailer. I went in not knowing anything, and it was just like, this is cool because I didn't know
Yeah.
anything that was happening. Speak No
That's
Evil's
really the
trailer
way to
ruins
go.
the whole movie.
Yeah, I knew everything that was gonna happen, and
It's
like
the-
also.
The
I was
whole
telling these
shock
guys
factor.
yesterday 'cause we were talking, and it's like
Uh.
2 hours in, or like I don't know, a fucking hour and a half in. I just been like watching the build up for this shit, and like they're basically like about to leave, and I'm just like, God, thank God. I
Leave
like.
the fucking house.
I don't want to watch any more of this fucking movie. And then like there's
Yeah.
like 30 minutes more after that, and I'm just like, I don't. Like
Yeah,
it was like
yikes.
fine. The character decisions all like kind of made sense, and like it was. I don't know.
Well, let me
James
ask you
McAvoy
this
did a good
though.
job.
Did they speak any evil
Nah,
in the movie?
Some of them
No?
weren't able
I don't know.
to.
It was just like, just
Hmm.
really drawn out and not. It was just boring, to be honest.
No
Yeah.
monkeys showed up with the whole thing going on.
Yeah, right. Did they do the motions on the face and the?
Right.
Is there
No.
sequels? No.
Right.
Just
Besides that,
You know,
I just don't know why they
Yeah.
remade it. I mean, and then when they
I don't
remake it,
even
they
know.
drop
It wasn't
this
even that
fucking
good.
trailer
Yeah, it was
that
pretty bad.
ruins everything.
Yeah.
That's the American style, baby. That's what we do.
So
I
Hell
don't have
yeah,
much more
And
to
that's
say
why
about it.
People
It's
don't
pretty
see the
bad.
movies.
Honestly, it would if I was going off of my like basically 0 or 5 rating system, it would be a 0. So
Well.
take that as you will.
It's nice to know that. Yeah, you can hit it. Yeah.
But I also saw there's like an actual version of Salem's Lot like coming out at the beginning of October, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Probably watch it.
I don't know if it'll be good, but I'll watch it. Yeah. We
Have you
can
read
talk
the
about
book?
that maybe. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, because
Uh,
I really enjoy the book. I always
Mainly, I
told
just
all
like read the
growing up.
book because of the priest in it, who's also in the Dark Tower.
Yeah, that's why I
Callahan,
read the
I wanna
book.
say. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
the only reason I read the book. So like,
Callahan or whatever. Was his name
I
Callahan?
think that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
why I was like, I'm gonna check this book out. And I really like Salem's Lot. It's one of my favorite Stephen King books, even though it's
Yeah.
like kind of low key.
I don't know. I like the vibe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
just like
I
the
like
thing.
his
Hopefully they
tying
do it
into
right.
Dark Tower though. It really makes the other experiences a lot cooler.
Hell yeah.
But
The King
Actually-
cinematic universe.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought that they were
need
going to go the
more.
Salem's Lot route with that Castle Rock show, but then I think that
Yeah.
show's canceled anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There were like weird zombie people in the second season, and I'm like, are these people vampires? Like, that would have been cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But they're like, not. But they're in the
I know.
Marston house, like the house from
I
Salem's
know, they
Lot.
really
So it's
fumbled
like,
that
what the
the
fuck?
whole
Like, that didn't
yeah.
make any
Yeah.
sense. So I don't know.
that,
But
that
anyway,
after the first season of Castle Rock, it had so much potential, and then they just were like, let's fuck this
I
up.
know. I'm like,
They should have just
fuck, I'm
continued
so
that
ready for
story,
this
I feel
show.
like.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
And
Oh,
like,
no.
Bill
We're out.
Skarsgård just randomly in there as like some
Yeah.
weird fucking character that's never revealed. Like,
Right. I wanted to know more, man.
Alright.
I wanted
don't
Like,
more.
remember when he
I was
played It?
waiting
Do you
for the
remember
reveal,
it?
you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so besides that, I saw that the Office remake has like a trailer out or something. I didn't actually watch it, but like
I didn't even know.
from what I read, and also like just my opinion on it, like why the fuck are you rebooting the show? Just make a new
Yeah.
show.
It's the most popular show of all time, basically. I mean, that's gonna get the eyeballs, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Why
do you
burn
expect
down
to
hate
something
it,
that
but,
is
like,
just
it's
is
like not a
fine?
good reason to
Right.
watch. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I guess like I'm not as upset with that one because like season 8, 9 are not very good. So it's like, it can't
That's
be
true.
worse than like what they ended at, kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
You'd think.
When they reboot Friends, that's when we burn down Hollywood. All right?
Yeah, that's well, they can't
We're just
anymore, man.
Storm the lots.
Right.
They
That bridge
can't.
was burned once we
Yeah.
lost.
Rest in peace, Matthew.
yeah.
Matt Perry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I finished my Jeremy Saulnier run. I watched Hold the Dark, and I think I mentioned I watched Blue Ruin, but he's the guy who did Revel Ridge and Green Room. I recommend
Hmm.
Hold the Dark. I don't know. I really liked it. It's got a good vibe to it. I mean, you could look at it in two different ways, more of like a heady way, or you can look at it as pure entertainment. And
Nice.
I'm going the pure entertainment route, and I really liked it. So I would
Cool.
check it out.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll add them to my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one
It's on
other thing
Netflix,
I
so it's easily accessible.
I was looking on I don't know, I'm gaining friends on Letterboxd now.
Look at you.
Same.
Oh shit.
And like this one guy I know. So Matt, I know you rated Dodgeball like maybe a month or so ago. And you rated like
4.5.
4.5 or 5 stars, right? 5?
4.5.
Also, I watched X and Pearl for the first time before I watched Maxine, and that was a couple months ago. But I also checked out your guys' ratings, and you both rated it like X was at least 4 stars for both of you.
4.5.
It's a
baby.
4.5
That
for me.
movie
That's what I
fucking
thought.
rules.
And Pearl might have
Yeah.
been lower, but like, so the same guy rated Dodgeball and X within the last week, and he rated both of them 3 stars. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Are we not
Unfollow
watching
that
the
Yeah.
same
guy.
Are we
movies?
friends or what?
I'm like, I was just like baffled. I need to confront him about it because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I was so surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wrote it down to talk about because I thought it was kind of interesting. Like,
You think if you've never seen Dodgeball before, people you like would it land right now, or is it like you had to be there in the early thousands?
I feel like you have to, I mean, that's like one of the first comedies I grew up on. I mean, everybody knows Dodgeball, you know.
it's on
Patches.
TV like all the fucking time too. So like, I don't know.
True.
I was watching it like all the time.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting you say that because I remember when I was going through my whole war thing, I saw someone rated Hacksaw Ridge 1 star. I was like, all right, who the fuck? I think that's a great movie. I was like, who the fuck is this like rating it 1 star? So I went into her profile and she has Saving Private Ryan at like 4.5. I'm like, what? Where
She-
should we draw
Yeah,
the
she didn't
line
like the
here?
pacifism. She wanted that dude to kill
Oh
people,
my
right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
that's
I
about.
guess. She's just
But when there
bloodthirsty.
is killing, it's so brutal in Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, it's Mel
Yeah.
Gibson,
It
so the
is.
violence is like violent. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I still haven't seen that one. I need to.
I guess what this
That's
all
good.
comes down to, film is subjective.
Yeah,
100%.
that's a
True.
good way to put it.
All
Yes.
this shit is subjective.
Yeah. Speaking of subjective
point, Joe.
movie perspectives. You guys want to get into Linklater now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah. I feel like we've had some kind of spanning different enjoyment levels on Linklater. I think I'm riding kind of high, but
Same.
I've felt the dips. I felt the dips, especially weeks past. Like I think about the Newton Boys, and I'm like, is that even a 3-star
Yeah.
movie?
No,
Like,
that's
fuck,
interesting,
man.
'cause, like, this is like
Yeah.
the second episode I'm back, I think, and like, so I haven't been here for the dips, but like, I just beat
Yeah.
Right.
You're
But
brave.
yeah, I don't know. I
After
I feel-
Malik is clearly the worst, but Linklater is probably my second least favorite director right now. That I'm
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I was
With
thinking about
Kubrick
that
in the
today
mix?
finishing after
It's
Sunset
tough.
or before Sunset. I was just kind of like, I mean, it's not bad. It's just more like I'm just not a huge fan.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, he hits
You
sometimes.
talking about Before
but
Sunset? You want to just start? With
no,
that
just
one?
Linklater in general. It's just
Yeah.
kind of been like meh for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
I
that.
dig it. I dig
'Cause,
it.
like, I think, like
Oh,
I said
yeah.
last week, like I like his vibe, but I just don't think I like his movies yet. And
That's pretty
even, like,
much
these
yeah.
two, I mean, I liked these two. They were solid movies, but even like watching School of Rock now is just like the repercussions for this guy's actions, like, would be way.
We'll get into it with the
Oh,
nitpicks, my
yeah.
friend. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into School of Rock then. Let's just kick it off. This was one of the
Yeah.
most highly anticipated rewatches for me.
Me too.
Same.
I'd
Yeah.
say.
Never
I
seen
mean-
it first time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait,
That's,
seriously?
that's wild.
I wonder if
Yeah.
it's similar to Dodgeball, where it's like you had to be there in 2003 or whatever. But
Maybe.
this
Right.
is a movie I grew up with, and I was kind of thinking this is a movie you could show your kids, and you can both watch together and really enjoy it. But
I think so.
I agree with that because, like, throughout watching this movie, I'm like, wow, as an adult, like, this doesn't really hit. Like, as a kid, though, this was the shit. You know, like
it was
Yeah.
hitting
And also,
different
like,
as an
I
adult.
mean, I played
Yeah.
drums, and like as a kid, like I knew like that's since I was like
Mm-hmm.
3 years old watching the fucking parade and like seeing the fucking people playing drums, like I wanted to play drums. So like watching this movie as a kid, I'm like, this is badass.
Yeah, I want to be
Right.
So,
Freddie.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
Freddie
basically, yeah.
Jones.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk about
Definitely.
aging badly too. I mean, the one kid says Puff Daddy, and you're just kind of like, ooh, that doesn't age well, my friend.
It's different, that's for sure.
A little bit.
All right, let's kick it off with this question though. Is this Linklater's most mainstream movie? You think it beats Dazed and Confused?
Yes.
My automatic response
yeah.
is yeah. I
That's
think
what I was
so.
thinking.
And
I mean,
here,
Dazed and Confused is cool.
like I think this is his most popular movie.
Like most
at least.
watched on Letterboxd, probably. I would assume.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think the thing with Dazed and Confused is it was like when it came out, it just kind of had like a good pop and a good like following,
And
Oh.
now
and
I
then it
feel
built
like
over
that's-
time and became kind of like a classic. But School of Rock was just like it hit the mainstream, and it was just
Right.
right out the gates with
All
Jack
four
Black being like
quadrants.
the
Which is
main.
interesting. That's the thing. Like, I feel like Jack Black's influence on this movie, like, because I didn't feel Linklater really at all in this movie
Right.
from what I've seen previously. Like,
Yeah.
this is pretty much all Jack Black. I feel like.
which
It's
is
a good
unfortunate.
it's a good mix, I'd say, because the writer is Mike White, who is most famous nowadays for The White Lotus.
Mhm.
Really good writer. Like obviously, if you watch The White Lotus, that show's amazing. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's got the Linklater, and then it's got the Jack Black on the top, and it's just like this perfect alignment for me, at least. Like I don't know. I compared it to The Social Network with like Fincher and
Oh my
Sorkin.
god.
Like they put their
Okay.
blades together, and they both like matched like each
Collaborative.
other's energy, creative energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
and
God, I
they
hope
both
that's not your
chiseled
double
enough to make
feature.
it good for each.
that's like how I used to
No, it's
feel
not.
about it, and then like
Okay.
and that's how I wanted to continue to feel about it.
Yeah.
But this rewatch for me was just like, I kind of was ready for it to be done. I don't really know why. I just
Really?
like
You're so
it
cynical,
did
bro.
not hit me this time. I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. I just like
No, I'm
The
with you,
things
bro.
that-
I was just the thing with this kind of movie formula is you're always waiting for that moment where they find out about Jack Black and there's a small 10-minute scene where there's a dip in the flow of everything and you're just kind of like, okay, let's get to that moment so we can get to the big finale.
pretty much, yeah.
So I was just kind of
Yeah.
like, all right, when's it coming? When's it coming? Let's go. Get it over with. So
Interesting. I thought there was enough energy for me that it was like, like you know it's coming, but it's like how long can we keep this
Yeah, can you
charade?
keep the charade going? Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to buy into it too, because like if you
I was
don't
like-
buy into the like premise of it immediately, you're gonna be like, this is stupid. You know?
Oh fuck! Is your mic out too?
So,
Oh, you can't hear it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear.
But
I
I mean,
think
you gotta be on Dewey's side and be like, oh, this is kind of silly and not maybe 100% realistic. You know,
yeah.
like
Oh yeah. Like you guys said, the repercussions someone like this would face would be like
Oh,
when
illegal.
when the cops show up and he runs out, like he just runs out of the school and the cops are
Yeah.
like nowhere to be seen. It's like,
yeah, that's
no.
Would they open fire?
they showed up to do something with him and then they let him run down the hall. But
yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
that's like a nitpick.
gotta suspend a little. Yeah.
I think like
Um,
what makes this one like smart in ways though is like the way it threads children's school life with like an adult perspective outside of school. Like I think like when the first scene where he's teaching them about the man, that's kind of like
yeah.
the embodiment of
yeah.
what this movie's trying to do, you know, and it's like really
Yeah.
smart in my opinion. But
Because like he does have things to teach them,
yeah,
and he does ultimately like teach them good shit. It's just like
Yeah.
they also probably should be learning the stuff they're supposed to learn.
But he could
Yeah.
be a teacher and still do that, you know. He can
Yeah,
still.
oh, totally.
Right.
is it just because you're a
be
teacher
music
now
teacher.
that you're
Right,
like,
that's-
Honestly, it
yeah.
kind of gave me a different look on it. Like the whole him just being able to come in and be like a long-term sub without them like checking his
Doing any
social and
checks.
like looking in, especially at a
it's
pursuit.
03, bro?
I don't want to go. I
03.
don't want to step on nitpicks yet, but I'm just.
Yeah.
I got that's part of it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you
No,
guys
that's
didn't
always-
like. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
That
it's
was-
just I also
What I put down as
you-
one of the themes.
Oh my
Sorry.
All right, I'm going.
Was like formal education, kind of like the fight against it, like goods and bads, pros and cons, and then obviously just rock and roll, man.
It's
Yeah,
fucking rock and roll, baby.
rock and roll.
Yeah. I mean,
Fuck,
you guys
man.
didn't like Alex. You didn't like Jack Black in this movie.
No, actually, not to step on a category, but I would recast Jack Black.
That's
Get rid of that fucker.
Oh shit! It's like
That's-
who you got? in
Who would
mind?
yeah? Who would you cast?
Robbie
I guess that's
Williams?
another
Yeah.
that's another
You
category.
ready
We'll
for
get
it?
there. We'll get there.
You ready
it's-
for it?
Okay.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get
yeah,
there.
I want the build up. I just got a few more points before we get into the
I'm
categories.
picturing like totally changing it up. It's like a jazz musician. They just play piano the whole time instead of guitar.
Hell yeah, it's classy as shit,
Just
dude.
busting
I
out a
just I feel like the easy recast is Sarah Silverman, and I didn't want to take the easy way out. You know,
I
Yeah.
think she
Um,
played like the bitchy
Yeah, she did.
girlfriend
It was
perfect.
She did
so
it right.
annoying.
Like she
and I
makes you
hated it.
hate that
Oh, yeah.
relationship. So I was
Oh,
like, hey,
definitely.
I almost put her over like as best performance because like I hate this person. Like, but Jack Black. I thought it was
Yeah.
one of his best performances in my opinion. I think he's perfect. I don't know how I don't. We'll get there, but like, who else?
Yeah,
Oh, I got
that's
somebody.
that's tough. But I just want before we can roll right into it. But like the music in this movie is like really catchy, and I like it a lot.
Oh yeah,
And-
great.
That's
soundtrack.
definitely the best part.
Yeah.
of
The
it.
live performances
I mean,
and
the song that
stuff.
they come up with
Yeah,
at the end is
it's good.
pretty badass.
It's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just get into the categories then, if we don't have any other thoughts. So what's the first question? What's the theme here? What did you guys gain from this movie?
Creativity. Stick it to the man.
Nothing. Stick it to the
Well, I
man.
would
That's what I
say, yeah.
wrote.
Yeah.
Stick it
I
to the
got-
man is like the theme.
Well,
I would
yeah.
say.
I got that you just like shouldn't be so serious all the time because like they're just like these kids who go to this private school who like are I don't know they have their whole fucking life planned out to the fucking minute and then
Yeah.
they don't really have like a creative side or like a side. you know, express
Definitely. I put also
Right.
don't just be a drone. Find and follow your passions.
themselves. Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
because
Like
like
the Zach character, that kid, they
Yeah.
kind of put more of a focus on him, and he definitely drives that point home. For sure.
hey, Stitch is calling you out, bro. He said that Alex hates Jack Black. So this is personal for you.
I
You
do-
came
I
into
hate
this
Jack
with
Black.
hate. Wow.
I like one Jack Black movie, and that's Tropic Thunder. And it's okay for him to be a
That-
coked up maniac. in
Bro,
that
that's
one.
honestly that might be my least favorite Jack Black performance. I'm not gonna
Really?
lie.
probably me too.
That's the only
out there.
acceptable Jack Black
I don't know.
performance
It's like
for me.
it's
Really?
like
Standard.
even in like almost like a meta way, like he did Tenacious D like before this in the '90s, right? And like
I think like here and there, but yeah, I think it was like coming up
the
at this
actual
time.
Movie. Oh yeah, has the movie
Yeah.
not been out yet?
Pick of
I
Destiny or
don't think
whatever.
so.
it was.
I think it's
see.
later.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, it is 3 years later. Shit. Well, I was gonna say like he's like washed up from Tenacious D shit because I thought it came out in the '90s.
No, you're
Yeah,
witnessing
he's
like the
just-
I know
genesis
that's
of the
what-
musical style that he like then brings into Tenacious D. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, totally.
Jack
the song
Black,
about like
I
getting
think,
kicked
is
out of
in
the
his-
band. That's a fucking Tenacious D song, bro.
The Legend
Jack
of the
Black
Red.
is officially washed
Yeah.
up now because he's going to be in the Minecraft movie. As
That's
Steve,
rough.
so-
That's rough.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's that was
That's
it,
a bad.
right?
That's a bad decision.
was-
But
With Kevin Hart and the Robin.
yeah, that's yeah. Those,
I
I'm not a
hate
huge
that part.
huge on those movies either. But people seem to like the Jumanji movies. But I'm not.
You're
They
fine.
were-
Maybe the
You're fine.
original, and that's the
Oh.
only Jumanji movie I know of.
I appreciate that.
That movie's fantastic.
Stitch
Dude,
also
that scene
said,
where Robin Williams got the head and stuck in the
"Oh
floorboards and
my
those
god,
fucking
yeah,
spiders.
the fucking spiders
Yeah.
are."
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know,
Yeah.
Robin Williams' like character arc or like story arc is just like
Lived in the jungle for like fucking what 30 years or some shit.
it's just so
Yeah.
sad. I don't know.
Yeah, it's intense, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking intense.
Comes back, his dad's shoe
It-
company is
it's
under.
really
Like,
terrible things.
Right?
yeah, but apparently you didn't like Adam Sandler until Uncut Gems. That's also what I hear from Stitch. Is that true?
Well, yeah. I would say that's probably true. I don't like his movies too much, but Uncut Gems, he fucking rules in it. So.
Punch Drunk Love, bro. You
Well,
you
I
brought the
didn't
love
watch
for that.
Punch Drunk Love. I know I didn't
Oh.
watch Punch Drunk. I watched Uncut Gems, and then one night I watched Punch Drunk Love like 2 years later, and I was like,
Okay.
"This fucking rules." So
Nice.
Have you
So-
watched
Yeah.
any of his stand up? I kind of dig it stand
no,
up.
I need to watch his latest stand up, but
Dude,
I
yeah,
like
I like it. He's the
Yeah.
one. He's the only comic right now that's not just like punching down at people. He can actually just be like genuinely funny in his like attitude and jokes. And he's
Yeah.
just got great songs too.
Yeah,
So
he's just
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most recent one was like Rob Schneider comes in as like an Elvis impersonator. And
Yeah.
does a song.
And he has like a nice like heartwarming song at the end of both of his most recent ones too about like comedy
Yeah.
legends and stuff. And it like gets you emotional. At least it did for me.
Yeah,
Good shit, man.
yeah, I love that.
Okay, moving on. What was your guys' favorite shot in the movie?
I really liked the
Um,
opening shot. Where it's
The
kinda-
one
I don't know, I like,
going through the club.
yeah, I like
Mm.
when they integrate like credits just into the scene and stuff like that, and they flow in, and then it just transitions to him after he passes out. You know, kind of eases you in.
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, I
That is
like-
probably the most like
It's like dynamic.
thought out shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
I like the
Um,
one in the classroom when he starts the class and he's explaining everything, and it's like just a long dolly shot back.
Mm.
So it's like he's talking in front of the class, and then
Yeah,
it
and you just see all the
slowly backs
kids
up
come-
and you see
yeah.
all the class. So
yeah.
Nice.
that's like the only scene there where it's like it's kind of artsy, but more artsy
Yeah.
than everything else in the movie, if you ask me.
Mm.
Besides maybe the final sequence, the band sequence.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. To
That
be
last
honest,
show's pretty rad.
I had watched both of these before we came up with the categories, but like really not a lot is like sticking out to me as far as like
Yeah.
It was kind
It
of
was
tough to
tough.
reach for it for this one.
yeah, really
Yeah.
it wasn't about the shooting for this,
Mhm.
that was
Definitely.
So,
There are a lot of like one takes with just Jack Black doing his thing. It's pretty confident, I'd say, to do stuff like that, like the pullback you're talking about. Like it's just like
Yeah.
one shot. I put this is because I was similar. I was like, no shot really like jumped out dynamically, and then I just put at the end. They're back at the apartment. Dewey and Sarah Silverman are arguing, and then they're like yelling at each other's face about like what they should have done or what he did wrong, and there's just a pull in between them, like a very simple shot
Yeah.
with just like the barrier between these two ideas and like the conflict of like their personalities. And then Ned comes up, the real Ned comes up in the middle right next to the pole and like tells him to shut up. And then they scatter, and it's like he's the middleman. You know, it was just like there was some thought there, you know. So that's what I put.
yeah, I dig that. The only other shot I thought was that caught my eye was like after he sees Zach and his like dad kind of being a dick to him outside, and he does like the bully song, like I'm
Yeah.
being really ticked off. There's like a push in on Zach when he like gets to him, and I was like, it shifted to like, okay, this kid's kind of like a main focus in the class for this, like his kind of arc.
Mm.
And I was like, cool. I don't know. That was the only other shot.
That's
that
a
I
nice moment where he like sees what he wants to change with this kid or whatever, and he like actively
Yeah.
like pursues it, not in like a you need to what are you doing, don't do that. He's like very kind of
Yeah.
like gentle with it, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
and he gets into
Right.
the punk rock of it. But
Yeah. So I dug that one, but not a super like I don't know. There's no Artur filmmaking happening. You know?
there's no Battle of the Bastard shot in this one. I guess
Right.
I mean there are one takes, but no crazy action. Favorite quote? What do you guys have for that?
So I have a couple here, but I think I'm gonna. Can I do two? One honorable mention and my
Oh yeah.
favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my honorable mention is Dewey. I'm not a satanic sex god anymore. I'm a working stiff, and that's cool. Yeah, that's my honorable
That's
mention.
great.
But I think my favorite, the one that got me to laugh the most, was you wouldn't come to school drunk unless you were an alcoholic, dude. You got a disease.
No, it means I was
So-
drunk yesterday.
Yeah. I will
Good
say
shit.
some of the delivery, like I don't know, there's some great delivery of lines.
Jack Black is
throughout.
pristine in this movie. His
Yeah.
deliveries are
Jesus
off the
Christ.
charts. It's
Even
insane.
the kids too, like the retorts back like that.
Mm.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
They go so well together.
Dude, you got a disease. So
Dude, you
fucking
got a
funny.
disease.
You're tacky and I hate you. Okay, you see
That's
that.
what I put, man. I mean, that
Oh, is that
that
yours?
line is I put that one, and
Yeah.
then as a kind of like an honorable mention towards the beginning, he has a line where he says, "Would you tell Picasso to sell his guitars?" And it kind
Yeah,
of just
I
like
almost
hangs
put
there.
that.
It's just that's
Oh
the
my
great
god, he's an idiot.
one. Yeah.
You're a fat loser and you have body odor. I mean,
You're a fat
that was
loser and you
good
have body
too.
odor. Yeah.
I love that because there's like a beat there where it's like that hit. like,
Okay.
it's like, okay.
Yeah. A little bit too far, but yeah.
Right, a little real.
Yeah. Good
My
shit.
favorite. I have a couple too. Mine was like when he's getting kicked out of the band, and he's just like, "Read between the lines, dear.
Read between the lines."
And then I loved when he's talking to the teachers, and he's like, because I believe those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
that's
like,
good too.
that's real. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Special
Mhm.
shout out to the little girl who says, "I'll be good, I swear," when she's getting scolded by the principal.
So
Great
good.
delivery.
Yeah.
Miss Lemons must be on crack, kids.
Oh, you know what that means? She must be smoking crack, right, kids? Fuck. You got one, Joe, or should we move on?
I don't know, yeah, let's just move on. Yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
What'd you have for best scene?
I loved the montage in this one where he's like kind of like you're seeing him play some footage of music. You see the fucking flow chart of like
Yeah.
genres. I
that's
loved
just
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Handing out the CDs at the end of it.
Yeah, I love that
homework.
moment.
Yeah. So that was my favorite whole
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
One of the best montages.
I looked up all the CDs and I did
Yeah.
a little, project of my own the last couple of days. I just listened through to all the CDs that he handed out to the kids.
Oh yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
bangers. I
So
expected
he knows what he's talking
I
about.
can list them off if you want. I
I
got
listened to a few of them.
Fragile by Yes, 2112 by Rush, Parallel Lines by Blondie, Led Zeppelin 1, Dark Side of the Moon, and Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix. And I think that one was my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Which is
Hell
weird
yeah.
because I assumed that Rush would be my favorite.
I was gonna say Rush is probably the one that I would think would be the best on that list.
Yeah.
I do like the Great Gig
Pink
in the
Floyd.
Sky. Yeah, Pink
Yeah.
Floyd, great. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
To-
a fan.
The vocal section of that too. I don't know if you listen to Great Gig in the Sky, it's just like a woman yelling for like the whole it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had best scene of when he first assembles the band. He's like pulling the kids out and like showing them how to
That's pretty
like strum the guitar and play this note, play that note. Like I think that's kind of like a one take as well, and it's just like where everything's kicking off, and it's all forming. The band's forming.
You flip it on the side. Cello. You gotta be.
Cello. Oh shit, man.
My favorite was the end credit sequence. Not just
Oh.
because the movie was over. I mean that helped, but that just was like the moment where it felt like the most heart of the movie was at the end there.
Yeah. They get meta with it at the end too,
Yeah.
about how they're in
Yeah.
a movie and whatnot. So they're just having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a best scene, Joe?
Shit, I don't know. Probably Probably just like one of the. I don't know. Yeah, not really. No, nothing is like sticking out.
The Battle of the
Yeah.
Bands, bro.
I mean, like
This final
realistically,
show.
any other time when they played like a performance, I'm just like, this is like, unless they're like a really popular band or they really know people, this is pretty unrealistic. And like, I don't know if any, maybe it's just like the period that we're in now opposed to back then in the early 2000s, but like, Battle of the Bands competitions definitely aren't in places like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I was like,
any
20
Battle of the
grand.
Bands
That many
competition
people.
I've been in has not been like that. I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Production
Okay.
value.
All right. I gotta bump it up. Yeah, I gotta get the stage.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite proper set?
The rocker pointer.
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
So
The what?
I thought that
The
was
like
pretty
thing
neat.
he's like using to point at the stuff on the board, right? That's what you're talking about, right? Like the stick.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's
okay.
the rock finger.
custom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
missed
sick.
that. I didn't even see that. Nice.
Yeah. I just put one of the guitars, and I thought the apartment set had the most detail, kind of like in the little moments with like all the records and how it's like
Yeah,
mixed
yeah,
with like
definitely.
The
Ned's
apartment is pretty cool,
organization. Yeah.
That was a good
You know,
set.
one thing I was thinking too about the apartment is just like Dewey doesn't even live in a room.
He's just like got his own
He
little
just
like
So
goes
area.
like I
Yeah.
guess like even if they kick him out, it's not like they're gonna like replace him. They're just gonna have to pay all of the rent.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
She just wants him out.
Regardless of whether or not
Yeah.
he's- yeah, like I guess
Bum.
that makes sense. It's just like
Has he
I
been
don't know.
paying the rent though? To be honest.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Probably been
I don't
eating their food and shit, right? Like,
Oh shit.
I don't know. As far as the prop goes, I mean, yeah, like the instruments are cool, but other than that, yeah, I feel like there aren't really like a lot of props besides the instruments and that pointer.
Yeah.
But I did
Yeah.
besides.
Nah, that's
the
true.
van's pretty cool. I like
The van
his
is
like
cool.
sketchy ass van.
Yeah. Piles
Yeah.
of kids in the van.
Yeah.
He just like chills
Sick.
out like the first day, and he's like somebody's like trying to like the principal's trying to introduce him to somebody, and
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just leaving.
They're trying
Okay,
to-
what would you guys do for a double feature?
Obvious. Spinal Tap.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. That's good. I put Saving Silverman, just the Jack Black of it all.
I thought about that movie while I was watching this. one,
Yeah, I was like, this feels like kind of linked spiritually
Yeah.
in some way here, but
like,
maybe it's just
yeah.
Jack Black. But-
I wouldn't
I
say
know
it's a double feature, but what I wrote down is that this is basically Inside Llewyn Davis, but like not as depressing. So
Okay.
you just
Not
watch
as
that to
nihilistic.
see the duality.
yeah, get that one. Watch that one first. Get all depressed. Then you watch School of Rock. Get a couple laughs. Get bring it back.
Definitely watch Llewyn Davis first. If you
Yeah,
wanna know
nah,
what's good for
yeah.
And on a high.
you. Shit.
Would you
Oh,
have
That's
one,
a good
Noah?
one.
I don't know. We could talk about dodgeball. I could see dodgeball pairing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
I
see
I think
that.
they're both like 03, right? 04 maybe.
Are they
Both around that
early-
time.
Early thousands.
Yeah, definitely watch School of Rock and then Dodgeball. I'd say
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodgeball's actually like funny and fun.
God, I laughed a lot in
Some
this
people
watch.
appear-
Dude, I laughed at Principal Mullins more in this watch
So good.
than I think I ever have watched.
She's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just been informed that all of your children are
That was
missing.
good. That was good.
So,
Dude, when she walks out and just puts her head in the corner, I'm like, that is so sad. Like, what do you
That
do?
is so
Like,
real. You have no
Yeah.
idea. Today, I turned my lights off in my room, and I have a little like cubbies, and I just laid on those in the dark
Wow.
to just
Gotta
yeah.
just curled up.
press.
Yeah.
It's real. Damn, man.
Took that much out of you, huh?
Yeah.
The kids are
wild.
crazy.
All right. Who would you guys recast then? Who is the weak link here?
Should,
I don't know. Maybe like
should I go last? or-
Ned.
Yeah, you should go last. Ned Schneebly?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, he did a good job, but like,
Yeah, he's all right.
I guess I could think of one of the students, but like that feels mean.
Yeah.
A bit.
I'll just like dial actors. Like,
Just cut one of them.
I
yeah.
did-
Miranda Cosgrove.
But
should
other than
not
that, I
have
don't really
been-
feel like as far as adult characters, I don't. Maybe some of the parents, I guess you could have recast it, but like
Yeah,
also,
maybe.
I feel like
Zach's
they're kind
dad.
of fine. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Finally plays a good
Sorry,
asshole.
I'm kind of
thing.
hitting all of them.
Yeah. I did put Zach, not gonna lie. I was like, who?
I see
I
that.
mean, everyone is pretty good in this movie, but then I'm like, you could probably take another stab at like
That's like another
casting
thing I was
Zach.
wondering. It's like
He
did
actually
Zach
plays
actually
guitar,
play-
though,
That's what I
so-
was wondering.
That's why he
because,
got
like,
the job. It looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I was thinking with Freddie, which I forget the guy's name. But like he's actually like playing drums, so like
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah, it's
assume
cool.
that
That like I'm
actually playing their instrument, you know.
I would
Yeah.
assume so. I'm sure like Linklater kind of like sought that out of the kids.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I don't know. Could you have found a more of an actor that could play the guitar though? Still, I think so. But that's just me.
Yeah.
He's in like the Wiley Wiggins territory. You know what I'm saying? Like Dazed and Confused, youngster
Oh,
lead.
Yeah.
Who's like,
Definitely.
is he bad? He's fine. He's fine. You know, like
His
that's,
energy is
that's
just
the
like
vibe.
so
That's a good comparison, I feel like.
blah.
Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, he's a kid, whatever. but-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
just
I-
getting all over this kid actor, dude.
You gotta cast. You gotta recast somebody.
Hey,
It's probably
well,
not
I
really
think he's only
probably
ever
not
been in
really, but-
this movie, so it's not like his career took off. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's an
Wonder
adult now.
why.
He can take it. Sure. The criticisms of a of
What
an
do you-
artist.
Who do you have, Noah?
I don't know, man. I'm hard pressed. I don't think I would recast most
There you go.
most people in this.
The kids are
Yeah,
great
okay.
in the movie. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it could have been terrible, but they're all pretty distinct and pretty funny.
Yeah, different personalities, and I don't know. Like my first instinct too was like Ned, but like no,
That is
like,
Mike
his energy
White.
is there.
Did you know
That's
that?
why
He
Like,
White.
actually does a pretty good job.
he's the writer, so it's like his voice
Okay.
is there. Yeah,
I
But
mean,
no, that's-
but he
that's a good
fits the
pick, though.
role, kinda. You know, he's kind of
it's
like
push
the-
over.
Yeah,
He is like it's what it's like. It's hitting different as an adult because when you watch it as a kid and you're like, I don't want to listen to Sarah Silverman and Ned. Get me to Jack Black and the kids. And then when you watch it now, it's like the way that Sarah, she's like, you don't want to be like told what to do your whole life, do you, Ned? He's like, no. He's like, okay. And then like she's telling him what to.
so
It's
get
like,
in there and do this.
yeah,
thing.
it's like
Yeah,
really smart actually, and you see through it when you're older. But
for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I would
And
recast
he does
anybody.
too when he's older.
all right, what you got, Alex?
Yeah, so the easy way out would be Sarah Silverman for me. She's annoying. But who's even more
Ah, so you
annoying?
just
Jack
swap-
Black.
So you would just swap them.
I
Oh,
would
God.
get rid of Jack Black, and honestly,
Who could
uh,
replace him though?
now hear me out. Okay, you may not agree with this, and maybe it may
Dude,
sound
if
outrageous.
if you say Tom Cruise, I swear to God.
Mm.
Hey, that's not bad. Have you seen Rock of Ages? Because Tom Cruise fucking rules in that
He
movie.
Yeah.
rocks
Okay.
hard.
Paul Rudd.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm in.
all right, shit.
You got me.
It's a little bit more mellow.
Damn it, you got
okay?
me.
It's a bit more mellow, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Paul
He
Rudd.
could
I mean, that
totally do
dude
it,
is
yeah.
like, in terms of comedy,
He's gonna be slapping the
got timing.
bass. You know he's
Oh,
gonna be
right.
slapping the bass.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he can do
I
it.
mean, I
Wow,
think
actually, now
that's-
that you mentioned that, I also could see maybe damn, I cannot think of his name. The dude who fucking is in the fucking movie with him that he plays
Oh,
Mr.
the
Bass.
doll. Jason, is it Jason?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jason
Jason.
Segel,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
I can see him.
That was my-
possibly
that was
being
my
the
He,
second
second
he can be
my
a good
second
one.
one.
Yeah.
because
I
I
don't
Love
see
You Man is
Jason-
like one of my favorite comedies,
That is
and it's
great.
like I could
Yeah.
see one of those two guys like being in place.
Yeah.
If it's Paul Rudd, I would enjoy this movie 10 times more. I think I just feel like
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
He could
kinda
bring like a
get that.
softness to it that I think the movie needs. But
It's punk rock, bro. That's Jack Black to me. Is like he knows how to fucking rock.
sure,
And
Yeah.
that's the fun of
yeah.
it.
But
Yeah.
Some hard
I-
edges.
that's my
Yeah.
recast. That's what I.
Those are good picks. I will. Yeah, those are pretty good.
yeah, there's actually.
All right, good. I
Nice.
thought that was a
Nice.
little out there.
It
That
is
was-
out there because you can't recast Jack Black. But like,
Yeah,
if
what
you
the-
had to, like, yeah,
Yeah, right.
I think they both work.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay, what you guys got for nitpicks? There's probably quite a few, I'd say, in this one.
The whole plot. I mean,
that's what I
would a
had.
prestigious
Yeah,
school
I
really
was
let
just gonna
some
say,
random
Jack Black's a
guy
piece of shit. Like,
come into their school long-term substitute? I mean, do you
and
think they do their
basically
due
starts
diligence?
out using the kids to try
Yeah.
to win
Oh, yeah.
20 grand, basically. Like,
And there's
he's
no
using the
consequences.
kids. Like,
Manipulative. Absolutely.
like
Yeah. I just put like
Also-
immediately, you'd think like Principal Mullins would see right through it. You know, like he's like
Oh,
talking about getting
yeah.
off early and shit, and like he's
Ask about
saying,
the check.
yeah,
off
get the check out to
bat.
Dewey. Like
Yeah.
it's a leap.
And soundproofing the room with some pillows, please.
That's just
No way.
science. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Like
I hear the guy across the hall from me like he's sitting in my room with me. Like,
Yeah. So like what
walls
happens
within.
as far as like soundproofing rooms, you could just put shit like I read I don't know, I used to get like drum magazines and shit, and like I don't know, they would talk about easy soundproofing stuff, which I don't know how well it's gonna work. But like what I used to do is just like you just pile fucking stuff up in the corners of the rooms, and if it's like closed and shit, it just like absorbs all the sound.
Really, just in the corners, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like
That's
it's
like
like
if there's a
you know,
door, you want to do the
it's
door.
not the
but-
best, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna do something.
I mean,
Like,
if it
Yeah.
dampens
but like
it a
for this
little,
guy
yeah.
across the
Something.
hall or whatever, like that you're talking about, his apartment was probably just echoey because there's not that much shit to like dampen the noise. Like, because like stuff in the room will like absorb the sound and dampen the noise too. I mean, like it's just like
Yeah.
But a whole
Yeah.
rock band's worth of
I don't-
noise.
yeah.
Like, nah.
probably
Right.
not. No.
Yeah.
Shit.
But like I don't know, like I don't.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the-
a lot of
just the rubber-
practice rooms. do
At
it
one
with just like
point-
this.
Mullins comes in and is like, someone said they heard
Actually,
music. Like
Kind
it,
of a good story. When I was in high school, me and Zach Bradley would fucking practice in the practice room. It's like a 6 foot by 6 foot practice room, which like
Yeah.
this is kind of like brings me back with the sound of metal. I'm like, how am I not deaf right now? I had no sound like ear protection in, and we're just like going full volume in this 6 foot by 6 foot practice room. I'm playing drums and he's playing guitar, like on his amp. And then we like look out the window, and there's this dude behind us from one of the classrooms around. He's like the science teacher. He's like looking in because we're like loud and disrupting his class. So like,
yeah.
I mean, like they would probably be disrupting other people. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Your school. Yes.
Alex, we have another question from Stitch directly for you. He seems to not like
man,
these
he's
opinions.
really targeting you.
Yeah, he doesn't like it, dude. He said, "Do you think your opinion of this movie would be different before you became a teacher? Did it like? Would you have enjoyed it
yeah,
more?"
That's a good question. First things first, I feel like you're acting like a big man right now, Stitch, because you actually watched a movie that we're talking about. All
Oh,
right?
big man behind the
just have a few.
keyboard.
Okay.
Yep.
Show yourself.
So, don't, like I like that he's watching our stuff. Like
True,
Everybody's seen
Uh,
School of Rock,
Stitch.
though, right? I mean, it's just because it's a
true.
great.
I feel like I've heard
movie.
him talk about it, so I think he's definitely seen it before. But yeah, no, definitely. I was while watching it. I think now that I am a teacher and I see like just him coming in as a substitute without like a proper background check and like a prestigious school not doing their due diligence. Granted,
Yeah.
some schools are desperate, but if they talk about how prestigious the school is multiple times, which kind of just makes it even worse that they just allowed this to happen. It just doesn't make sense.
No,
look,
So-
it was like 2003. Not everything was computerized yet.
In that, I thought about that. Believe me, I did. I thought like it's a little bit in the past, but then they
Yeah.
keep hammering home how, especially what Mullen is that her name or Lemons?
Principal
Principal.
Mullins.
What's her name?
Mullins? Yeah.
Well,
Mullins.
I think it's Mullins.
She when she keeps going on about how she has to be so serious all the time because it's such a prestigious school. I'm like, okay, well then you hired this fool. Okay.
Well, she's just out of it, dude. Like she's on a
She's
different
so
planet.
stressed. She's, yeah.
I think I skipped best performance, by the way. That's might
Yeah.
be on that one.
Ooh.
But to lead
the
it in,
fuck?
I would have said potentially it was Principal Mullins, like Joan Cusack. If it was the two scenes
Yeah.
where she's going out for drinks and then it's in the car and she's like
Yeah.
like complaining about how she used to be cool or whatever.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal in those scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. But you got
like
I
when
mean
Wolf
for me
goes,
it's Jack Black.
Can you not do that anymore or something like that when he's singing? I'm just like, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thanks. But,
Yeah. That's fair. But I put Jack Black. I mean, the dude just carries so fucking hard. It's crazy.
For sure. For sure. I was also torn between those two, but yeah, it's hard not to put Jack Black.
Who you got, Joe? Anybody different than Jack Black or?
Not really. Like I was saying, Jack Black and Joan Cusack because I don't know. I feel like they were kind of the best.
Definitely.
Freddie
Yeah.
Jones, guys.
Freddie Jones.
Spazzy
I-
McGee.
no shit.
Yeah.
Miranda Cosgrove is like a really
she's
good
good in it
actor
too.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
true.
She's good in it too.
Yeah.
But Freddie Jones was the one who like made me laugh the most. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
yeah, like
when
he
you're
goes
younger,
out and
you want to
starts
be like
hanging
Freddie
out with
Jones.
the guys in the van and just hanging out or
We're just
I don't know.
chilling, man.
yeah.
Yeah. That dude was actually Nicky Cat, the guy who is all out of beer in Dazed and Confused, and the guy in Suburbia. He's a Linklater
Really?
special. Yep. I didn't realize that until this
Oh.
watch. I was like, fuck, that's him.
That's dope. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. The big question though. Could a
Yeah, here we
TikToker
go.
watch this?
Could a TikToker?
Yeah.
I think
No.
so. No,
I don't know. I don't really
It's
know.
one of the few that maybe. I think maybe.
I think this would fall under too old, too lame. Kids don't like rock and roll these days. I played rock and roll in my class, and my students act like I'm shooting them. So
That's
Really?
kind of a good point, honestly. I said if they make it
they
through the
do-
first couple scenes, like
Yeah.
with the club and then with like the apartment, once they get to the school, I think they could. Maybe.
Yeah.
maybe.
But it's tough.
I play Blue Oyster Cult, and my kids act like I'm killing them. Like they're like, "What is this?" So
What the
Hmm.
hell, man?
What do they
Feel
like?
it's
What,
culture.
what's the new
that's
shit?
the thing. I don't know what they like. They're like
Yeah.
play what like Luke Combs and shit like that. I'm just like, guys,
Oh, I guess it's,
No.
it's Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but,
the
like-
Texas.
Yeah.
What's the new
not
like
country.
pop artist that I can't even think of her name right now? But
Sasha-
Olivia
is it
Rodrigo
Ronan?
or Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina
Those are the
Carpenter.
two I know.
That's probably
that
it. Yeah. I don't know. I tried to get into some of the like pop artists. I'm just like,
I can't like Charlie XCX. I can't
that's
do
the
it.
that's the one I was thinking of. I was
Oh.
like, I listened to her new album.
It
And I was
was-
like,
It was not a Brat Summer. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
yeah,
That album was so mid.
feel that, feel that. But that's what the kids are into now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
another
that's-
comment
Tough.
by what was it Super Piccolo Bros Films. This dude's a
Oh,
DBZ
yeah.
fan. Says rock and
cool.
roll's
I love
good.
it. I'm
He's a rock
actually-
and roll fan.
Nice.
I'm
Are you
actually,
you older? Are you like 20s, 30s? Because is there like a peak here? Like,
Right.
it's
Because I was
got-
wondering, is like if you introduce Zeppelin and like Pink Floyd to the younger crowd, I don't know if they
would
would
they
like
dig
but,
it?
like,
Yeah.
Right.
That's so sad, dude.
Or
Right.
just-
'cause
I
it's
feel like
amazing.
if I was to play AC/DC for these kids, they would just hear it's rock and just immediately turn off. But like
Mm.
that's like the most
They're just not
What
hard
is it?
anymore. Kids are soft these
Existential
days,
fucking-
dude.
you just turn that on and that's like the music anybody can just bang out to, you know? It's just
Right.
it's good music. Same
Yeah.
that's what I thought with Blue Oyster Cult. That's why I played it because it's like vibe music and I thought people might like that.
Not
Nope.
that vibe.
Hmm.
I
This
guess.
says Chappelle Roan is the biggest one right now. That's
Oh, Chapel Ronan.
Chapel. Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Chappell
That just shows I'm not into it. So
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also very mid artist in my opinion. I don't get the hype with her. I tried,
really,
Yeah.
but
at least you tried.
yeah.
Pop's one of those things. It's like it's got to be stellar for me.
It's
bang
got to be
it.
yeah. I mean, I do like Billie
Mainstream.
Eilish. T Swift, I
mind
can
it.
I can
Yeah.
get into some of the
Oh
songs.
my God.
Yeah, I can't do
But,
T-Swift.
yeah.
I think for
That's
me,
one of the
like,
artists I
top
vowed to my
artists-
kids I'd never play. Was
I mean, I don't
T
really like
Swift.
listen to any of them, but like the ones
Yeah.
that are like, it's like there's two levels to like pop artists. There's, which I guess this is like really deviating from the movie, but like, it's like you have like ones who can write their own stuff, which like, because
Mhm.
I don't know, I would say that's only like maybe 50% of people, and then you have
Yeah.
ones who are like actually like really good entertainers, because like otherwise, if you can't write your own stuff, you better be a good fucking entertainer.
Right,
That's
exactly.
So I
true.
don't know. And like you have both of those, which like I don't know. Obviously,
See
like
that
Taylor
Stitch?
Swift shit does. I mean, I don't know. What's up?
Stitch likes Billie Eilish. We're chill. We're cool.
Cool. All right.
For vibing.
Yeah,
We're
that's
vibing.
cool.
I like
Um,
her like one of her first albums, but then after that they're all like the same album over and over and over again. So
Get a little repetitive.
Somewhat.
I like her brother's music too. I don't know if you guys know
Yeah.
this.
I think that's why she's like kind of successful is like Phineas's
Alright.
writing and
let's
stuff.
get
Yeah,
on. What's the
yeah.
next category here?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Sequel or
Yeah,
prequel?
yeah.
You got to make one. What would you guys do for School of Rock?
Oh, definitely prequel.
Really?
What? I said
I
You want to
sequel,
see?
man.
You want to see the blood-sucking maggot deaths of what is it?
That's-
The-
Yes.
That's what I put.
Yeah,
Instead of
I don't know, I
prequel,
definitely
let's
spoke
do
too
the
soon. It
Satanic
was kind of
Sexy
a
Rocker
joke.
Band.
The fucking grungy days, dude, in the past. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I
Yeah,
think
I would
it
sequel.
be about the Satanic Sexy Rocker Band and how they broke up. Like I just
Cool.
feel like
Yeah.
how Dewey had to just stay as his kid form and be Dewey, and then Ned grew up and was like, I have to be a stiff now.
yeah.
So I think that would be the
Sarah
prequel.
Silverman comes in 3/4 of the way in
Yeah.
or whatever.
She
Right.
breaks
Yep.
up the band. Yeah.
Another brutal movie to sit through, but you know.
Yeah, that's no thing. I
Yeah,
said
no,
sequel
yeah.
I would definitely go
because
sequel.
you got to get
Yeah,
the
I
band
know.
back together. I mean,
I just said prequel conversation.
He's got the whole class and everything. and-
yeah, they're all aged. You know, they're
It's like
gonna play
podcast.
one show or some
Yeah.
shit. Somebody saw them on Twitter or whatever the fuck it is.
They're touring. and they're having
Yeah.
like problems. I don't know. The bus breaks down. I don't.
Sure.
There you go.
So Pitch Perfect 2? Or
Is that what happens in Pitch Perfect 2?
That is like-
Shit.
I think that's what happens in Pitch Perfect. It's either 2 or the first one. I don't remember.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, they kind of blur together with that one.
Low key, I just want more cup songs. That's really all. If they can just play the song with the cup, I'm there.
Now that's a
So you guys don't
TikTokable
say
movie.
sequel, huh?
It's like getting the band back together is just too easy. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think the
Like,
idea of a prequel is funny to me, but like I don't really
Yeah.
think it would be entertaining.
no, definitely not as
Right.
entertaining as this one.
I feel like
I know
that's like the
enough about
Spinal
that
Tap
band.
of it all.
Like,
Would be the
yeah.
prequel, you know?
You could definitely
Right.
get into the Spinal Tap energy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. I like it though. Okay, final question, and then we'll wrap up School of Rock. How many stars, boys? What you rating it?
I'll give it
I landed on 3. I was at like 2.5, 3, but yeah, 3
2.5.
stars.
God damn.
I don't know. I was not feeling it. I wish I did, guys. Honestly, you guys hyped
Give it
up
10
really
years.
For me.
Give it
Dude, I
10
was
years.
so-
Show it to your
yeah.
kids, and then,
Honestly,
then we'll
though,
talk
like,
again.
I was pretty hyped to watch this, and it did not meet my expectations. So
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I was thinking about moving it down to 3.5, and I don't know if I will, but
These are daggers to the heart, boys, because I
A
was
little
at
bit.
4.5, and I'm really debating on the 5-star for this bad boy.
Jesus. All right.
Shit, okay. See, I
It's
debated
like a
on 4.5
perfect
and 4.
comedy. Yeah, it's one for the
It's
whole
fun-
family.
It's fun, man. It's
It's
fun.
Yeah.
I think
perfect
it's fun.
comedy though. It just follows the basic formula, you know?
That's what makes it great.
maybe I've just
Yeah.
seen it too many times. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true
That could
too.
be.
I was excited for it, and it lived up. I laughed a lot. I dug a lot of the writing. I like Jack Black. I think it's like the peak of his like powers in this like early 2000s time, and it's like
wait till Minecraft.
he does have a lot of power. Like Steve is pretty powerful in Minecraft, right? I mean,
I mean,
he's the
could break
guy.
dirt with his bare hands and shit like that, and wood,
Yeah.
trees.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that trailer looks ridiculous.
I didn't even watch
haven't
it.
even seen
I
it,
don't.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
don't
that.
know
I don't have much
Nah.
interest. Give me a Roblox movie and then we'll talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
maybe.
the budget on that, you think? Like, what the fuck, guys?
Super Piccolo is a School of Rock fan as well. He says it was pretty good.
Hell yeah.
So
Cool.
Holy shit. The Minecraft
I think it's like
movie,
3v2 now
Just guess what you think the budget is. Or
For
at
which
least,
one?
like,
for Minecraft.
preliminary- has been provided with a preliminary budget of.
Preliminary. What the fuck does that
I'm gonna
mean?
say,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say 250. 250.
I'm gonna say
Oh, okay.
180. No, 200.
Interesting.
200.
Both higher than it actually is. It's 150, but still, like,
Really?
That's not as bad.
That's pretty
It's
low.
gonna
I
be
would say.
shit though, from what it looks like.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
What
Unfortunately.
does Jack Black get 50 million and then the rest goes to the CGI?
All
Jason
CGI.
Momoa gets tossed a bone, maybe.
All
Yeah.
CGI, baby.
It's gotta be pretty
Ship-
simple
instead.
CGI. Right? It's fucking-
It doesn't even like match the Minecraft vibe though. I don't
Why
know.
not?
It's like too cartoony. It's like not
Hmm.
right. I don't even know
Yeah.
how to describe it, but
it ain't right.
it's
That's-
just
that's
not
good
right,
enough.
and I can't stand for it.
Yeah. It should not be.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, don't know if I should give it the 5. I might just stick at 4.5 for School Rock. Like it's the premise is built on sticks. You know, it's not solid, but it's good.
I think it's good. Like I said, yeah, I was between 4 and 4.5, so it's
Love to see it.
yeah, it's a special one. I had fun with it.
You guys
Definitely.
and your 4.5 stars.
I mean,
for
it's
such a
heartwarming,
villain
yeah.
movie.
I just like.
Dude.
I'm definitely not going any higher than 4. I'll tell
Wow.
you.
Yeah,
Okay, Dave, I'm not gonna
That's a
try to
good
make it.
theory.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit,
I
man.
can convince you.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I've looked at that flow chart just because it's like interesting as hell.
Dude, that must have been so fun to like
Just saying.
conceptualize and like try to like
Yeah.
draw out and shit, right?
Hell yeah.
What do you think was more fun, that or the Silicon Valley jerk off one?
Ooh,
That's
the how many
pretty good.
dicks you can jerk off or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, both for inspiration back in the day for when we did that Mountain Dew commercial, and I brought this.
I remember
away
your
from
Mountain Dew
Illinois.
commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that was great.
That's like where I got the inspiration for that.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it's got to be
Dissect
the
the game.
dicks, right?
It's
They
gotta
really get
be.
into the math of it in
Iconic.
that one, you know.
Yeah.
And this one, it's very calculated, but if they focused on it a little more, I might have said that
Yeah.
one.
It's
Yeah,
definitely the
that one.
dicks.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
one.
best flowchart.
It's relevant to the plot in the show later, even
Yeah,
kind
it's like the peak of season 1 or like the climax moment of
Yeah,
weird shit in that show.
it
Good
is the
word choice.
climax. But yeah,
Yep, there you go.
All right. So, what do you think? You got any more comments on School of Rock, or you want to move on?
I'm ready to move on. Let's get into Before Sunset. Another highly anticipated Linklater for me because as far as if School of Rock is just the most mainstream, I'd say Before Sunrise/Sunset, or like if you're a diehard Letterboxder, this is like these are the movies that are like the most popular
Honestly,
in your
I've
circle.
heard of these before, you know, like so these are kind of like totally new for me.
I heard of them, but I didn't know they were Linklater. And then I was like, damn, I didn't know he could do this kind of stuff. So
Besides Dazed and Confused, these were like the only Linklater ones that were like, oh, these are the Linklater like ones that you have to watch. So
they're definitely like his brand of movie. Like when you think about like a Linklater written movie, that's a lot different than like Newton Boys and School of Rock. You know, it's like, oh, that's the Linklater one. And I like that. I like that he has this like special little trilogy movies. Like I'm excited for Before Midnight after this too.
I'm curious.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, because like this one didn't even like, I don't know. I guess I was just expecting it to start like 6 months from first.
Right.
So I guess like, I don't know. It's just an interesting start. I guess he was there for some reason.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like the overall vibe because it's like, I don't know, just like kind of meta.
It's very
On
loose.
multiple levels. I mean, he writes a book about the fucking.
Yeah, it was really smart.
But there's also like a movie that's done, so it's like, you know.
Yeah.
He's definitely. Like, the person's asking him a question of like, the ending was you didn't really like answer any questions. You think they got together? It's like, that was Linklater for the last 8 years being like, dude, shut up. Like, it's whatever you think.
I looked it up, or like, I don't know. I was pulling up some pages, and I guess like this is supposed to be, like, these are supposed to be based on some events of Linklater's life.
I mean, it seems pretty personal.
I was wondering
that.
Okay.
Especially when they're talking about like when Ethan Hawke's talking about his relationship with his wife. That felt like the most.
That's pretty honest.
I'm pretty sure they are both writers on this movie though too.
Yeah, this movie was written by him and all three of the main, like the two main actors, and then maybe some help from the person who wrote Before Sunrise. But it's cool. I mean, that's like one of the most collaborative things I've seen involving like the actors that you're working with. Yeah. And it's an hour and 20 minutes, dude. You loved this. I loved it. That's
not even an hour and 20. It's like an hour 16.
Yeah, it's like 80.
It was like perfect.
It was
that's what movies need to be nowadays.
I check on like, I don't know. I like Googled the movie first, and I just like look up all the shit about it, and then I like see the runtime, and I'm just most of the time it's like 2 hours or something. This was like 80 minutes, and I'm just like, holy shit, is this even like a movie?
Didn't even make the 90. Like the 90 mark is what most movies are trying to do, and to be as confident to be like, no, making an 80. I'm like, hell yeah, man. That's cool.
Yeah. I feel like these have really been making me feel my like more romantic side too.
Oh yeah.
And like even just like her character, like when they got in the car and like he's supposed to be like dropping her off, and she starts like freaking out basically about like I don't know how like she's not romantic anymore, and how like this you know, she remembers like this moment in time that she was like super, you know, had a really romantic situation or whatever. And like, I don't know, I feel like that just like kind of resonates with me because like that is like kind of how I am nowadays. Like, I don't know, I'm not really as romantic anymore, but like I used to do a lot of romantic shit, and like, I don't know.
I feel that
it's real.
That's actually what I put down for my favorite scene. That one in the car. Yeah.
Nice.
For those same reasons, like she's asking, like, is she numb? Did she waste all the romanticism? You know, those many years ago, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like each person like takes a little bit of or something like that. You
know? It's like you're always kind of thinking back on. You never forget like how you felt then. It's like is that part of you gone?
Yeah. Have you ever moved on from it, or is it always there? Yeah, I thought it was really smart how Ethan Hawke's character and Julie Delpy's character kind of like flipped. Like she's a little bit more cynical now and kind of like not as like happy
Yeah.
with her life. And like that was kind of like Ethan Hawke's role in the first one. He was kind of more cynical about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like there's a lot of truth in that where it's like showing how like time changes your attitude, you know, and like
Mhm.
you can be in one place 10 years past and then you can think and feel a lot differently. And it's just nice to see like the different like growth.
Yeah. What comes with age, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's
Which,
like worn
actually,
down because
that's a
she's
pretty
like,
good segue into what's the theme. That's pretty much what I put as the theme. You have to grow apart before you can come together, discover yourselves,
Hmm.
you know, and
Like
then
that.
you
Yeah.
can finally, you know, once you figure out yourself, that's when you're most confident in being able to, you know, explore an actual relationship.
Hmm.
Because if you're
Yeah.
just seeking these other people to just fill something that you think is missing, it's just not, I don't know, it's not healthy.
yeah.
Exactly.
Which
yeah.
obviously
Sure.
plays off in Ethan Hawke's relationship, current, like his wife, where he's just basically
Mhm.
like, we got pregnant, and now we're married, and now we're just caretakers to this kid. And that's just not a healthy relationship for them. Sure, for the kid, yeah, but I mean, you have to be happy yourself as well. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's good. I just put the dichotomy of like romanticism and cynicism, and like optimism and pessimism. That's kind of like what I got from it. It's like those two sides and looking back on how you change.
I
would
just
say
put
that's
don't
pretty
give
much
up on love. Like keep the
Yeah.
the hope's always alive. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true because like at the end, like I mean, he missed his flight, so like, are they just like,
Are they gonna get together?
yeah, you know,
The
I don't know.
ways
I
are
like
open.
that
I
it
love
ended.
that.
I don't know. You know, the first one ended like that too. I just
Mhm.
like how they all kind of end like that. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
leaves it up to
Yeah.
you to decide. I think the ending of this one was not as like clean cut as the first one, where it's like
Oh,
train leaving
definitely
type of
not.
thing. Yeah, kind of
Right.
just like
This one, I'm like, I looked down for a sec, and then I looked back up, and it's like the credits, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You were just in the apartment.
I
Yeah.
ended like 20 seconds.
they didn't
Yeah.
get together. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, before we go through more categories, I just want to say too, like I thought it was smart how the timeline was accelerated in this movie compared to the last movie. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you kind of have more
I-
time in that last one. This one's like go go go. We got to get to the plane or whatever.
right.
Like we were saying, it's just reality. When you get older, like you care about you're managing your time, and you have to actually meet a time of like 7:30 to do like this specific like just more
Right.
responsibility. And when you're younger, like the time just gets away from you, and that's fine, you know, and you
I
just
think
don't
it's
care.
also like, I mean, you're totally right. They're like older people better at managing their time or whatever. And, like in even maybe in like a meta sense with like Linklater and who have the writers of this movie, but
Mhm.
also like they did this before. Like this was the first movie basically. So like I don't know. It's just like how much can you just watch them walking around doing shit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
It definitely having that end point, like point A to point B, whole situation helped the pacing a lot, I think. Otherwise, it, like you said, they already did this in the first movie, just two people spending the day together talking.
Mhm.
So, like, how interesting can that be? But if you put in that factor of like, hey, we have to get here, then you have like, you see the finish line, you
Yeah,
know?
you're getting propelled. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps hit those points along the way too, because I mean, those were when they're walking to the cafe, when they're on the boat, when they're in the car, and when they're at like walking to the apartment.
Mhm.
And like great conversations happen in all of those scenes, you know.
It's so great too that you have the timeline of like I got to get to my plane, and he's constantly pushing it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's never like worried about it. He only wants to push it farther because we want to spend more time with these characters too, and like
Yeah.
really smart.
He's doing the Mr. Incredible. Yeah, I got time.
Yeah, I
For
got time.
sure.
Right before-
Yeah.
Yeah, I got time.
Yeah.
Time.
On a visual sense, I really liked how this movie's kind of bright. There's like an angelic kind of light that's like wrapping around the characters. I thought that was really nice too.
Yeah, man. I thought the fact that it's in Paris too, of like, come on, how much more
Yeah.
romantic can you
Yeah,
get?
you can just walk
Like,
around and you're gonna get good shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Um.
the cafe just felt nice. I don't know. I like
Yeah.
being in there.
Cozy.
Cozy.
Or like
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
back like to her apartment with all the like plants and shit back there was like
Yeah.
really cool too.
People are like cooking
Yeah.
out and stuff, and yeah.
Hell yeah.
Apparently that's her dad.
Oh, really?
Oh,
The dude
yeah.
that's cooking the
The
meat.
guy cooking the meat, yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
I
so was
think
it her
it's
mom who
literally
like came out then? Who like walked out
I
with the
don't
bowl?
think that
Hmm.
she is. Oddly
Yeah.
enough, I don't. Yeah,
Eh.
Oh, you mean in real life?
yeah.
Oh,
Literally,
okay.
her dad.
I thought you
Yeah.
meant like characters because like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to our ratings later, but I just want to say that it's rare nowadays as a movie lover and watcher for a movie to like actually reach my heart. And when it does, it feels really nice. And this one did. So I liked it.
Yeah, man. It's just because they feel so like real. You know, they talk about
Yeah.
like human things. Yeah.
So before we get into categories, do you guys want to have the argument which you think is better, Before Sunrise or Sunset? You guys want to do that or no?
I have a definitive answer to that for my
I think I do
opinion.
Let's hear it.
too, but also I'm kind of conflicted because like you wouldn't really. I don't know. Would this movie be good if you didn't have the first one?
It's
Like it is a sequel,
That's
but like
true.
I
Yeah.
guess like you don't need to have the first one, I guess. But like
You don't need it, but it
all
definitely
kinds of
helps.
explained, it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It builds
Yeah.
the first one builds the foundation. You need the
Yeah.
first one. Otherwise,
So,
you don't give a
like,
shit about what these
That's why I
characters are
kind of
going
don't
That's true.
know how I feel about rating them, like comparing them to another.
Mm.
But I would say
I would say this one is a little bit better.
Same.
Okay. I was kind of thinking Before Sunrise might have been a little bit better. I
Okay.
don't know. It's tough though. I kind of ended at the same place with them by the end of it. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
not.
am exact same rating for both of mine. So
Nice.
I mean, I wanted to say I like this one better, and I think that the end of it all pulled it just like not even a half star, but like it's at the same star rating, but just a little bit higher in that
Yeah.
same star rating. You
Yeah,
know,
for
Yeah.
sure.
so
I gave it the half star, but same. I just loved the way this one ended, and
Yeah.
The
and how
feels, bro.
smooth it was, and how quick and easy it was to watch, and
Yeah, this
Yeah.
movie
and it
breezed
still
for
have
me.
substance.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
short,
It
but it
did.
moved
did,
very
yeah.
fast too. So
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
and to still
Definitely.
capture like these characters and like the things we're talking about. I was like, it's just good shit. It's good writing, good character work.
definitely.
But yeah, I gave this one a little bit of a bump. Just enjoyed it a little bit more.
Bumped it up.
Little
All
bit.
right. So let's go through some more categories then. We got all our themes out, right? So we can move on.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
What was your guys' favorite shot in this movie?
I didn't have one for this. I don't
This
know.
one's kind of a tough one too, honestly.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was none that really
Kinda
like
just the
stuck out to
same
me.
thing every time, where it's just like kind of following them.
Yeah, this is
Maybe
like a
on
two
boat,
shot.
I guess. I don't know.
I had the boat for best scene,
That would-
actually.
That would be like the only one I would think would be a contender. 'Cause that's
Really?
like the only like visually appealing thing would be in the boat. I don't know.
Yeah, I was ready to argue
the
that the
cafe?
two shot is really nice, that they're just like on equal like levels, like energies. They're just like equally as important to the story. They're both just like right there for you in this simple shot. But then they had the spiral staircase shot, and I was like, that's the
Yeah.
one, baby. And that's where the emotion started like bubbling up for me too. So maybe that's why. But like when they're both walking up the stairs together and they're kind of like
Mhm.
feeling out the energy of like them both going up to the apartment, you know, and like, God.
Yeah.
And then it just like keeps going, and I'm like, that just felt so nice.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
My favorite shot wasn't far after that. It's when they're in the apartment and he's like put the CD in and she's like making tea. There's just like a wide and it's just a full shot of her.
Yeah, she's very
Uh,
small in that shot.
Yeah, I was just like, it's the way she's framed with the apartment around her. I was like, this looks like a painting. I was like, this looks like something someone would paint, and like the messiness of the apartment and everything. And I was like, this is like kind of from Ethan Hawke's view of like just admiring this person.
Yeah, definitely.
know,
I like
I was
that.
This is cool. So
That made me had the thought too in that scene. It's just so tender and nice. But like she's making the
Yeah.
tea and he puts in the CD. And it, like in my mind, this is what I like attached to their thoughts, which is like she's looking at him and like thinking like, oh, I kind of like him like sitting in my apartment, you know, like he's kind of like comfy here and I like it. And he walks to the window and he looks out and it's kind of like a thought on his part where he's like, could I live here? Type of. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just like reading into it, but like it's
No,
just very
definitely.
nice to like be in those characters' heads.
yeah. Oh, I dig that. Yeah.
That's why this movie pulled ahead. I would say just a little bit of the first one was this whole end scene. It really kind of just brought it all together for me.
It was
The
very
whole
good.
final,
Yeah.
like when they get off the boat, out of the car, and they step foot to walk to her apartment. And from that point on, I was like, "This is what I needed."
Mm.
So
In
And
both
Travis-
movies, like the lead up to the goodbye is just so, I feel it
Yeah.
so much, and it's just
Yeah.
it's just crazy to be on that level.
Yeah.
What you got, Joe? You got a favorite shot or no?
Or see.
I thought I said the boat.
Okay, yeah, cool,
Okay,
cool,
yeah.
cool. Favorite quote? A lot of talking, in this movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hard to pick because there's like it's so deep, so many
Yeah.
deep combos.
Yeah, it's like, what do I really want to dig into?
I have a
I-
couple.
Go for
if
it.
you want to go, Alex. Or,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was early on. It was their discussion in the cafe. Ethan Hawke says, "I'm designed to be slightly dissatisfied with everything, and I think desire is the fuel of life." I was like, "Damn, that's
Yep.
real."
That's the good shit.
both of those
fair.
things I like really believe in actually. So
I like that. Mine's in the diner as well. It's a longer quote, but it's from Julie Delpy's character. She said, "I see it in the people that do the real work, and what's sad in a way is that the people that are the most giving, hardworking, and capable of making this world better usually don't have the ego and ambition to be a leader." And I was like, that's sad. That sucks.
Just
And it's true.
fucking spitting facts though.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was "Life's hard. It's supposed to be. If we didn't suffer, we'd never learn anything."
Mm.
It's from Ethan Hawke's character.
That's some good shit.
Solid.
That's just,
Yeah.
you could put that on a quote book, man.
Yeah.
I don't really like because I watched this movie before this. Otherwise, I would have been looking out for quotes. But like, so and I feel like these are too intricate for me to just like remember one on the fly.
Yeah.
But like the
Fair.
thing that popped into my head, I guess, is just like when she's like finally playing the song back in the apartment, and like I mean, you realize that the song is like about like him kind of
Him.
like their fucking
Mm.
interaction, and there's like one of the like she says his name in the song, and like the lead up to saying his name, she's just like, "Yeah, Jesse," like,
Mhm.
like yeah, you know, this about
Yeah.
you, like obviously,
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah, I
fucking
kinda like
embarrassed, like,
Definitely.
Yeah. Her delivery, she like kind of rolls her eyes after.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. She's a quirky character, and she's fun to like kind of try to understand. I think that's what Ethan Hawke is like obviously interested in with her, is she's got like this wittiness
Yeah.
and this quirkiness. But
Yeah.
best performance, you can only kind of choose from two here, I'd say, but
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke.
Oh yeah.
I have Ethan Hawke too. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think I'd say Julie Delpy for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I because their characters flip so much between these two movies, I was wrestling with like, because Julie Delpy's in the first one is like a little more subdued,
Yeah.
and Ethan Hawke's character is very like front and center, and it's flipped in this, and I was like, and I liked Julie Delpy more in the first one, so I kind of did like, but I was like, I don't know, I think her being front and center just really worked for me more. So yeah,
Hmm.
I
Nice.
went with her for this one.
Yeah, she's pretty
I don't
good.
have that much to say about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that was just
I don't know.
my thought process.
Yeah, for
of it,
sure.
Yeah.
After watching this,
Yeah, I,
because
don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like I just overall resonated with her character more, so maybe that might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
yeah.
All right, best scene. What you guys got?
The final scene where Ethan Hawke's like in tears and she says, "You're gonna miss that plane," and he says, "I know." I'm like,
Mm.
that's like the
Yeah.
emotional, like where it felt the most like real.
Yeah.
I liked it.
The smiles on Ethan Hawke's face too is like, I was
Yeah.
cheesing
It
watching
felt
the
so
movie.
real.
I was
Yeah.
too, yeah. As I went back and
Yeah, it's just like this guy's just like in a like such a happy state. It's just so nice,
Yeah.
I think I'll stay here.
right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
For
mean-
me, I think I would say probably the end scene, but I'd say it's probably between the end scene and the scene when they first get into the taxi.
In the car.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which she says.
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
was fine.
that is a good turn.
But
I
I did
put
love
I mean, honestly thinking about it, the ending is like the most emotionally packed scene. It's probably the like
Yeah.
one of the best, if not the best. I
feel
put the
like
boat scene
end
though,
okay.
just because like you've been walking a while at this point
You
until we
learn
get on the
some
boat.
impactful information.
You do
that
like
affects
they
him.
get
Yeah.
deep into the conversation about why she didn't go and like all this different
Yeah.
stuff, and
And also,
you-
he explains his family and shit at that time too.
Right.
That was my
Yeah.
honorable
Marriage is,
mention
like, getting
because
like
of
we're
that.
working out the logistics. What's up?
yeah.
Oh.
No, it's just like there are great conversations all throughout the movie, but that one kind of dug in a little more. And then the
Yeah.
fact that it's on the boat and we have like the dark, we're going under the bridges and stuff like that, and the lights changing, and you see like we're about to reach the dock or whatever. I
Yeah.
just really like that scene a lot. So,
Hell yeah.
all right, favorite proper set. You guys got one for this? Another challenging one.
Just give me the book.
Yeah,
I want to know what book warrants a 12
Mm.
country tour, a romance.
yeah, it must be
book.
popular.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But not in Asia though, right? Because he says he doesn't have the an Asian distributor, right? Or
Nope.
Right.
Nope. Yep.
just the
12
European
in
countries.
12 days or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, please tell me what raunchy romance book warrants that, please. 50 Shades? Did that have a 12 country run?
Probably.
Every
I
what is
hope
it, James
so.
Patterson
If you
novel.
actually like
Yeah.
thumbed through that book though, because it's
No.
like it's bad.
50 Shades?
Like it's not even well written. It's just
Are there
like,
read it.
pictures?
No, it's
What kind of book we talking about here? Is
Oh, wow,
this-
No,
bro.
I guess like,
I-
if you want me to get into why I have, I rented it from the library back in the day because we were doing a music video in the summer, and like it was just funny scene. I don't want to put out the video is on YouTube, but I'm not going to say what it's called.
Well, I've
We'll link
actually
it.
read the book willingly.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't
bad.
recommend
No.
it.
But you
I-
read the
yeah.
whole thing?
Yeah, I will say it
Oh
does
my.
enhance the movie. I think the movie is very loyal, as much as it can be.
But it
And
shouldn't be.
it actually
And that's
bumped
why
up
the
my
movie's bad.
appreciation
because it's
for the
abusing
movie.
them. No, I'm sorry.
I
It is
don't
just a
think the
BDSM
movie
joke.
is that terrible, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. But
Really?
Okay.
But what about the
The book
sequels?
is worse. The sequels are worse
Yeah.
than the first one, yes. But the first movie, not bad.
Hmm.
Book is bad. Very
I'll
poorly
take your
written.
word for that one.
Yeah, gonna have to, I think.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen any of those, honestly.
Come on.
Um,
Fun.
I
good
put
time.
favorite prop is the cigarettes in the coffee shop. Because cigarettes are just fucking cool, man. And the way he like
Yeah,
lights it with the
yeah,
other
yeah,
end.
Man, I would definitely be a
Fuck it up.
smoker.
Yeah, it's just like,
Right?
all right, I'm invested. You got me. But yeah, not really, not too many props or anything to really like fixate on.
No.
That is
I
true.
kind of use set. I just like Celine's apartment, and I think
Yeah.
particularly because of that shot. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I was gonna stick with the apartment too. I was thinking the apartment in the cafe.
Yeah, I mean, all the
That
other
seems
like
kinda cool.
sets are just like the streets of Paris, basically.
Right.
So it's like can't really
Right.
say it's a set. But all right, your double
Yeah.
feature. What you guys are gonna do for this one?
Just the
It
first.
has to be before sunrise.
Yeah, I mean that's
It
what I
has to
put.
be.
I mean, I was like another romantic comedy, but like not really like no other
No.
romantic comedy is like this.
Because like
you
I
know?
had
So
been
it's like-
talking with people
Yeah.
about this movie, like these movies, and like people also like called them romantic comedies, or like even I had thought about that when I was watching Before Sunrise, and I'm just like, this is a romantic drama. This is not a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
kind of true.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe for sure.
I don't know. It's just
Definitely.
like there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
After
I mean,
Comedy
like,
is nowhere near this movie.
is it how to lose a guy in 10 days? That's not the vibe here. No.
Mm,
The Notebook, though, like the biggest one. You think this could like double feature it? Like, is that even in the realm? You know?
I
Maybe.
don't know. I actually have never seen The Notebook, so I don't
It-
It,
know.
it
a
has the
bit,
same
yeah.
vibe of them like growing apart and coming back together.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
so
Little
I
bit.
think it
A
could
little
work.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
you know what?
preemptively,
I think it could.
That's,
Yeah, you
that's a
convinced
good
me.
one.
Yeah.
I'm preemptively claiming this in Before Midnight. I think Before Midnight's gonna be good. And
Okay.
I know the foundation now. I believe
Yeah.
in Linklater. I see the vision.
We'll see.
Now, where's it going?
I may eat those words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I haven't heard like. I've
I haven't really
these
heard
are
too
the
much
two
about
best
it.
ones. I haven't really
Yeah.
heard anything about Before Midnight. Like
Yes.
whether it's
Same.
bad or good, I just heard it. Like I've only heard
Right.
about these two. So
He'll
Yeah.
probably be married, get a divorce. You know, that
Yeah.
phase of life.
Deal with the
Probably
kids.
Two
another 10
divorces?
years.
Yeah, 2 divorces.
You open the door for the first
Rascal.
one. I mean, you might as well just keep going through, right? I mean,
Why
shit.
not?
Anyways, who would you recast here if you would?
I would recast Julie Delpy, and I would go back to the first movie and cast Uma Thurman instead.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I would set the setting not in Paris, and I would do it maybe in some major city like New York or something.
But then it doesn't
Okay.
make sense with tape.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's fair, but that's fine
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Uma Thurman is 10 times better than Julie Delpy. I think for me, I know you guys liked her performance in this. I thought she lost like 50% of her passion in this movie. Like
Hmm.
it just, I didn't feel it until the end. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah.
like sort of pulled it all together. But yeah, I didn't feel it, and I feel
I
like
could get what you're saying. Like she comes
Yeah.
in and out of like good performance and then kind of like line reading a bit.
Yeah.
A bit. I wouldn't say
Well,
I'd recast her, but because I
imagine Uma
like.
Thurman with the tape vibe where she has that passion in that car.
But do
yelling
I?
at Ethan Hawke.
But do
But,
I
like-
want to like be with
I-
Uma
I-
Thurman?
That's what
I
I'm.
do.
Yes,
That's
but like,
kind of
Yeah.
it's like I would probably go for this kind of swap too, because like I can't really. I'm not gonna replace Ethan Hawke. Like really, the only
Yeah,
things that
honestly.
like he's kind of like scummy, yeah, but like I like his character. Like
yeah,
I don't know, and I don't know.
he's more believable than her. Although
I
I
like-
think she's
I feel
still like
this
got
switch
edges
with
that make her
for Uma
believable.
Thurman actually kind of works. Like I think that's like. I
Plus,
think that
they
would
were
actually-
married for a while in real life, So
Yeah.
like,
But
that
only
could
for a
work.
while.
Exactly. So before if it's before midnight, if I'm correct, and they get married and get a divorce, it works.
Then it would work. Yeah.
Give
I
me
just-
the Uma Thurman cut.
My
It
only
fits the
fear is that
meta.
I haven't really seen like vulnerable Uma Thurman as much. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not as like open with the emotion. But I haven't seen a lot of her movies, I guess. But
Yeah.
she's too cool.
And
She's too cool.
she's
She's
cool,
cool.
but like then you have the moments where her and John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, like instantaneously, like the way they're
connection.
able to show that. And I just feel like if she brings that energy mixed with her tape energy, God.
Could
I
it could
want it.
work.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just said I wouldn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
recast it because I like what Julie
Oh,
Delpy
that's
brings,
just an
even though it's
option,
not.
Matt? What
Well,
the
like
fuck?
there's two characters, and I don't want to recast either because they are built
Yeah.
on the same foundation.
Follow
Maybe
your
the driver,
instructions, bro.
the driver,
Yeah,
the guy who's
Yeah,
running in the
recast
park
the
that just
driver,
runs
yeah.
by one time. Like fuck.
recast his agent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get Warner
Maybe.
Herzog, not knock off Warner Herzog.
there you go. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
All right.
I-
Anybody? You got another recaster?
I'm just with you. I wouldn't recast either. I feel like
Oh.
I cop out because I did the same with School
What
of
the hell,
Rock.
guys?
But
Yeah.
I like these people. I like these characters.
My shoulders are hurting carrying you in this fucking category here. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Appreciate
I
it.
change that?
Thank
I'm,
you
I'm
for
not
that.
going to go with I'm not going to pick anybody.
No, you've already stated. Yeah, that's
All right,
already.
fine.
Yeah, it's on record.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, bad news,
nitpicks. You guys got some nitpicks for this one?
I have
Uh,
two,
yeah.
which I kind of mentioned the one, which what romance book warrants a 12 country tour in 12 days? I don't know. That seems a little strange to me, a little far fetched. But also
Yeah.
the whole grandma dying on the day seems a bit like dog ate my homework excuse, but that's just me.
Yeah, I feel that it's a bit thin,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Like there's so many deep themes and deep conversations in this, and you land with, you know what? Her grandma died, that's why she didn't show up. Like you could have came up with something better.
mhm.
But-
that's fair.
The only way
I
I,
agree
could
with
see
that.
that being justified if she was like solely raised by her grand. You know, if it was like that's who she grew up with. But if it's just like
Yeah,
an extended family, it's like
Yeah, it was nice to have the
Uh,
picture pointed out at the end, though, to kind of bring it a little
That's
bit
like
back
the
into
only
the
Yeah,
place where I
yeah.
almost took away the nitpick because of that, but at the same time,
Yeah.
still like, no, it just still feels cheap to me that they
It
were
does.
like, grandma
Yeah.
died, couldn't make it.
When she brings it up, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, you know,
But I think it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, if it wasn't something like that, then it wouldn't have the same kind of impact.
had to be family related,
Yeah.
you know, like to really say that she wouldn't,
And
she
I-
couldn't
was
come.
just, or maybe just she was questioning it all, and she was like, oh, he's not gonna show up. That was just a fling, so that's why she didn't show up. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
That could
Maybe.
have worked too. I think
I
that
guess
could
it
have fit
probably
her
would be
character.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe not as cheap, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Using your grandma, come on, man.
yeah. What the fuck?
Blaming it on me, mom.
Yeah.
Hello.
The only nitpick I have is in dialogue, and it's the line, and I think it's been used a few times in Linklater's movies, where a character says, "I don't know why." I was just walking through a Jewish cemetery. I don't know why. Like that just I strained like credulity there. Like it doesn't seem like you would ever say that
I don't know
because
why.
you know why you're doing most everything in your life, or you know
That's
why
fair,
how
that's a
you
fair
got
point.
there. I just
don't
don't.
know,
It
feel
just
like
doesn't
I've
feel
said
real.
that.
Yeah.
I guess like sometimes
guess I
I go on
have.
long walks, but I usually like
But do
plan
you
out where I'm
know-
gonna go,
but
and
do
I
you
don't
know
really
why?
make
Yeah.
any like weird stops like that. Yeah, because I usually have a task or like an errand or something.
See,
I guess like what I'm saying is like I was going on a walk and I wandered into a Jewish cemetery. I don't know why.
Like, I
but
guess
I
it's
know why. I
like
just wandered
there-
in. Like
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, there's a huge
Okay.
fucking cemetery, like
Understood.
kind of down the street. Like if it was in my path, it's pretty nice in there too. So like if it's in my path, possibly I could stop in there.
but you
Like,
know why
you're
though.
gonna
That's
walk
not
by.
it's not the issue of where you're walking, it's that you don't know why you're doing it. You know,
So you
Yeah.
made a
Statement
conscious
I,
saying,
I
don't know
I
why
guess
I'm
I'm just
walking.
saying, like, if I
Right.
were like telling a story about like why I'm in the cemetery, I would just be like, I don't know why I was in this fucking cemetery, dude. Like,
maybe it's the delivery also of the character, you know, somewhat, but
I'm kind of with you on this, Matt. That does seem kind of weird. Like you do know why you're doing things. Like there's
Yeah.
no reason unless you're like,
just say you were going on a
I
walk.
don't know.
I ended up
Yeah.
in the Jewish
I don't know
cemetery.
why.
Yeah,
I
it's
went on
just
a walk.
fucking
I don't know
lazy.
why I was
You
walking.
should have had a really long,
Because you weren't
thought out
sitting.
explanation of why the fuck you were in the cemetery.
I guess
felt
like the
present.
throwaway I don't know why is just like
I can
as-
explain the 3 errands I ran before I stopped at the cemetery. and
Just
what
take
brought
out.
me
I don't know
there.
why.
took a
and we're
left,
all
I took a
happy
right.
there.
Yeah.
I stopped
Thank you.
at the
Say I was
bookstore, got
walking through the
coffee.
cemetery, and that's it. End on that. You don't have to put
Right.
the I don't know why. You know,
Yeah.
get rid of the shit.
If the dude asked why were you walking through a cemetery, then you say I don't know why. Maybe I was just walking. Then
It
it
was in my
works.
path.
I guess like I in the situation where
Kind of-
I would say that, I don't know why. I was just in this fucking cemetery. It's just
Yeah.
because I don't want to explain the
Yeah.
shit.
I'm kind of like
Cemetery.
backing
Going to
off the
cemetery
fight a
ain't
little
off,
bit on
right?
this, but I
Yeah.
still kind of think it's
Went to
weird.
necrophilia, okay? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know
I
why.
think you know why. All right, I went there to do sexual stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I had these
You
urges,
pulled it out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
I
gonna
have a
die on
dark
that hill,
side.
but that's just kind of something that jumped out. So
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. It just jumped out.
God damn it. No, yeah.
Yeah. What, you guys have any other nitpicks or?
My
No,
nitpick
those
was
are my
just
only two.
my only one is small. It was like, how many times is this motherfucker gonna bring up reincarnation, man?
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude,
how
and
many
also
times?
like I think that I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure in like a lot, I don't know, in different people who believe in reincarnation, it's like not just like a person, like you could be reincarnated into like stuff, like
Like a
animals and
bug.
plants.
Depending on how well you've lived your life.
So like
or
it's like theory of like the souls like splitting apart. So like I don't know, 50 people have like parts of one soul or something like that. I don't know. I mean, if you accounted for animals and shit, then like probably not. We're kind of destroying the fucking environment.
what's your spirit?
Or
Animals.
or are
That's what I'm
animals
saying.
just like a portion of souls now too?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
So even the animals are just like scattered in there.
Oh, shit, I don't
So-
know. Maybe I was just saying.
Too many
probably more
souls?
than-
How thin can you wear a soul though? You know.
I don't fucking know.
Fuck man,
At
don't
what
ask
point
me.
does it
It can
stop
go thin.
But
Okay.
yeah, I agree. The soul thing is worn out. If it comes up again in the third
Yeah.
one, I'm gonna be like, all right,
You
this
know-
is maybe
you
get some
know
new
it is.
philosophy. Like,
Yeah.
listen to somebody else. Like,
Yeah, start preaching something else, Ethan
read
Hawke.
some other
Fuck.
philosophy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
100%.
Any other before we move on?
I think I'd be
Yeah.
like,
All right. So could a TikToker watch this?
fuck no.
No.
Yeah.
no.
It's length. Yes, it's a crisp hour
Length, yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Content,
But
I
it
don't
won't
think
hold their
so.
attention. It's too
As far
much
as like the
talking.
scenes, yeah,
much
like the
talking.
scenes are too long. There's too much detail in the scenes. Like,
Right.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
It makes them
If-
think.
if
and I
you-
don't think
thought.
they- I don't
If
know
you
they-
chopped it up into 5-minute chunks, could it be better for them?
Like
No.
you would have to chop up this entire
No.
fucking movie into 5 minutes for
Exactly.
don't know.
It's still way
Exactly.
too much thought.
Yeah, it's too much talking, honestly. They just don't want to
Yeah.
listen to it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Squell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sequel or prequel?
Yes.
Yeah. Both. This is one of the rare cases I'd say where you could go either direction and it's actually true.
And it in fact goes both directions.
You
Can't
think he's
wait
gonna
for-
make a fourth one? Like 20 years or what, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're
We'll have to see how
actually
the
old
third
age.
one ends.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe Ethan Hawke dies at the end.
That would be dark, dude.
Well, it's coming up on 9 years, isn't it? So maybe
Right?
Yeah, I feel like
that's
it's like
been past
yeah.
9 years.
about the time.
Okay.
So
what do we
And
got here? 1995, 2004, yeah, 2013. Okay, so yeah, it would have came
About
out
time.
in 2022, right?
Yeah.
What's coming next after Hitman? I don't know. Could be
Apparently
number
Nouvelle
4.
Vague and Blue Moon and Merrily We Roll Along.
Well, there you
all
go.
right.
Number 4
Not
movies.
Spade, sorry.
Yeah. I feel like you could take a jump to like 20 to 25 years, you know what I'm saying? Like and for the next
Maybe,
one
yeah.
after Before Midnight, but I guess we'll see when we get
They're
there.
like really old, and they meet
Yeah.
up in the same nursing home
Yeah.
because the kids
Yeah.
don't want to
And
take care
Ethan
of
Hawke
They-
is still horny as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
the
actually
Notebook.
part of that.
Like they don't remember each other, and then one day they do, and it's like
And
let's
then they
spend
Oh,
all this
shit.
time together
Like
remembering,
they
and
have
then they forget.
Alzheimer's, and they like
Yeah.
never
Oh,
match
God.
up. When they know each
Dark as
other.
fuck.
That would destroy
life.
me, dude.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, this
That
is
was-
awful.
You were
That's
supposed to
more.
meet me here
Is
at
this
lunch.
life?
Where were you? I forgot.
Yeah.
I got on a train.
I don't know if I love you
I
anymore.
went to Paris.
Holy shit! Yeah, that would be so confusing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Shutter Island, you know, before Sunrisey.
There we
It's
go.
a bit of a thriller.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
basement of Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Psychological. Yeah.
All right. How many stars you guys giving it?
I gave it-
3.
I gave it 4.5.
So did I.
Yeah, I was pretty resigned to give it a 4 because I thought it was doing the same things that it brought up in the first one. But then,
Yeah.
similar to what the first one did to me, as I spent more time in it, and towards the end, I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm feeling it all." It's gonna be a 4.5. It's on the same field, I think, for the first one right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
That's pretty
All
much
right.
how I felt, but with 1.5 less stars. But yeah, that's how I
well,
felt. It
I
was
guess it's not
on
like
this-
pretty much how you felt, but yeah, okay. I get what you're
Well,
saying.
I
but-
feel like the end pulled it together, you know?
yeah, yeah.
But,
Sure,
yeah.
sure. We
It
know
was
how you
fine,
really
it was
feel,
fine.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck these movies.
There's
Bring
no
Uma
heart there.
Thurman in, and then we'll talk. Okay.
Man, I really wish I was there for the Kubrick director's dive.
Oh god, maybe we should just do another. Let's go back and rewatch them, man. You
Dude,
know?
I will
Hey.
watch the Doctor Strangelove anytime. I
Yeah,
love
dude.
that.
Kubrick really pulled it together in his last stretch of his career. Like he started out strong. First movie was his best, and then we lead into the end. So
Yeah.
when he finally peaked at like finding the best talent he could at Tom Cruise.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So-
I guess, like, thinking about this one though, relative to like the other director's dives I've been on, which would be
Yeah.
the Coen Brothers, Tarantino, and Fincher, I
Mm-hmm.
would probably put this one as like 4 out of 4.
That's exactly
Linklater?
how I feel. I mean,
Yeah,
you didn't watch
which like, kind
Malik.
of sucks because like I feel like I like his vibe maybe the most.
Honestly, I
just
kind
don't
of,
really like his movie.
I'm kind of the mentality that I like Linklater's movies more than the Coen Brothers movies. I don't know if I'm like just buying into it right now, but like that dive is maybe my least favorite dive we did. Like,
Oh
I don't
hell
know.
yeah! dude.
Malik?
That's why. I
No,
did the
oh, I
break
guess
off.
Malik. Yeah,
Well,
fuck.
now, yeah,
I would just
Yeah, I
block
guess
that
that
one
was
out.
fair.
So like now I'm having
That's
nightmares
Can't
again.
forget the legendary Malik dive. All right, guys. You can't.
I'm trying
all went through it.
though.
actively
Trying to. Yeah.
Wait, is that the one with that like Antichrist movie or whatever?
No.
No,
That's
that's-
unsure. That's coming
That's in
up,
the
baby.
future. Mm.
Wait, who's
Jesus.
that?
Oh
Jared
man.
Malik is a guy who
Did
likes
Thin
to
Red
go on long
Line.
walks through the grass.
Yeah, a lot of
and
breezy
film it.
shots. Alex, this is gonna tear you up inside. Ready? Super Piccolo Bros Film says that Stanley Kubrick and Quentin Tarantino are the goats.
Okay,
How does-
Tarantino is absolutely.
I like
Shattered-
him.
You can't
shattered
believe it?
I also
Alex's
love Ted
universe.
Bundy,
Yeah,
but,
dude.
like,
That's two sides of the coin, and you have to
I-
like them both. Shit.
I appreciate what Kubrick did for the film world. Okay, I can appreciate that. Do I like his movies? No, I like 3 of his movies.
I mean, you just insulted Super Piccolo Bros, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Wait,
DBZ
I
is
agree
pretty
with half
high.
of his statement. All right, Tarantino, good go.
Yeah, he's half right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, like one of my friends is watching. They watched all of Dragon Ball, and now she's on Dragon Ball Z, and just by watching all of it for the first time. So I'm just like talking to them about it,
Nice.
and yeah, and I
What a
finally
journey.
did this search. So basically, like
Yeah.
this is like a lot of nerd intense shit about Dragon Ball. So I guess this is like a
Power
conversation.
levels and fucking.
But
Yeah.
like basically the dude Akira Toriyama died a couple months ago, which is like really sad.
Yeah.
And like the manga has been on hold. But there's this guy who's
Till he
like
comes
his
back,
protege.
or-
His name is like something Toyotaru. But basically like this guy, like there was this thing that came out called Dragon Ball AF, and it was just like a poster of like Super Saiyan 5 Goku, and he's got like white hair and shit. And it was supposed to, the AF stands for April Fools, but he also wrote
Gotcha.
this like separate manga, this like fan manga basically of this shit that happens after Dragon Ball GT. And then this guy like got the job to fucking basically like be Akira
Hey.
Toriyama's protege from this shit.
That's
And like I'm
crazy.
finally like
dope.
reading the Dragon Ball AF manga because like I wasn't able to find it for like ever, and I finally just did a deep dive search and found it, and I'm reading it now, and it's basically like exactly like Dragon Ball Super. There are a lot of like key things that happen in both. So I don't know, it's just like kind of interesting.
That is
But,
cool.
yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You
Yeah,
tracking
it's-
this Super Piccolo? I mean, I caught like 50% of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It got me thinking about DBZ Abridged. That.
Oh,
what,
yeah,
Like
dude.
I fucking love
BBC
that.
Bridge is hilarious.
It's so good, dude.
All right.
pretty
I think
wild.
we got to wrap this one up though, right?
Yeah.
Close it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Next week. What's next week for Linklater? I didn't even check.
Oh shit! Here, let me look. We got Bad News Bears. We're
Oh.
doing two, right? We got Bad News
Yeah.
Bears and A Scanner Darkly.
Oh, are we watching
Okay.
Fast Food Nation?
I don't know. We could watch that too. They're both in
Yeah.
2006.
Documentary,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if it is. I think it's like a fake documentary
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
about fast food. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
a documentary, political satire, black comedy. Wow, that's a lot.
hey man, that's right up my alley. So
I'm down.
I'm down.
Yeah.
But those two, I think this might be a dip. I don't know. That's my theory.
Oh
These two here.
shit! Guess who's in
Yeah.
it? If you had to
Who's that?
guess one character or one actor who's in it, guess.
Danny Trejo.
Are you fucking serious?
That was just
Ethan
a.
Hawke, dude.
I was like, Danny Trejo's in it. Holy shit, I got that right.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I was like,
Ethan
what?
Hawke.
I mean, that's his
Who
guy.
else has been in like all of his movies? Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, I like the more that I watch Ethan Hawke, he's becoming one of my like more. I
Yeah,
like
he's-
him
this
as an
is
actor.
definitely
Yeah.
giving me a better appreciation for you.
Definitely.
Same.
All right. Well, next
yeah.
week, Bad News Bears, Fast Food Nation. Is that it?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
There was one other one in there. There was Bad News Bears, A Scanner Darkly.
Mm.
I don't know what that is.
That's in the next animated
You-
one.
So do you want to?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's got some. It's got Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
wait.
If
So
that
are we doing
interests you.
3 or are we doing 2?
I'm down. I mean, I'm good with just two. But
I'm
Okay,
good with
cool.
two.
Yeah.
We'll
yeah,
leave
that's
Fast Food
two.
Nation for another time.
wait, is on my list, Fast Food Nation is before Scanner Darkly. Is that not
Oh, I
true?
don't know. On my list, A Scanner Darkly is first. Here, let me look up one. Both
Let me
of
pull
you
up my list.
Yeah, everybody get their lists out.
All right.
They're both 2006. From
Mm.
what Letterboxd
This
is
one
saying.
released July 7th, 2006. Fast Food Nation release date November 17th, 2006. So
Shit.
Scanner Darkly is
Okay.
All right, Scanner Darkly
So-
next.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, get your accurate data.
Shit.
What the hell,
My
Matt?
lists my
Know
lists are
where the fuck
unimpeached.
You're looking.
My lists are truth.
Consider yourself a real film bro. You don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
know what
that's right.
months Linklater drops 2 movies in the same year. Jesus.
Like 20 years ago.
I was there. I should have known. I was alive in 2006.
Yeah, what the
Fuck.
fuck?
Yeah.
Don't you remember reading it in the paper? Calling
Yeah.
Fandango's website?
Yeah, movie phone or whatever the fuck that thing was. Yeah.
Movie
All
Showtimes,
right.
AMC 16.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back here next week if you want to listen to some more Linklater chats. Have a good one.